I'm not. What does that got to
I'm
do
not
with
in
the
a bad
price of
mood.
eggs?
Well, because they're
Just
miserable
because you
now.
went to Mavis Tire and they
This
treated
has
you.
nothing to do with Mavis Tire, who can go fuck themselves. I hope you all die at Mavis Tire. I hope.
But only
I hope someone
Mama.
drops a car on your head, you freaks.
What's the address? 76 Franklin.
I forget.
Mawa.
I don't know. I
By
just
the
drive
Wawa
by and
Wawa.
flip him the bird every
I
day.
was just gonna say that.
There's no Wawa and Mawa.
That's not what I heard.
Mawa is Wawa.
lie.
less.
According to Tom Mangelli, there is.
Mawa is Wawa.
Tom
less.
Mangelli's so fat he doesn't know what town he's in.
He's in 2 towns at the same
Well,
time.
actually, I want to
Usually.
congratulate Tom. He's the winner of the Meadowlands Comedy Festival. So
Oh,
congrats.
congratulations.
Yeah, he won the comedy championship. He had an amazing set that night.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Whose
how many,
was it?
How many people were actually in the contest? Dave?
2.
8.
8. Oh,
Just out of curiosity, whose set did he use that night?
His.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was just all.
who was
Tom
the,
and Jerry, you know, the usual.
Oh,
Who was the 8 finalists? Do you remember off
Tom Mangelli, Donna Faciles, Lonnie Bray, defending champion, Davion, I forget his last name, Puerto Rican kid from the Bronx. Anthony Crescenzo.
Oh, Anthony. Okay.
Trying to remember who else, top of my head. Oh, there's a guy that came in from Oregon.
Oregon.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you do? Tree jokes?
Dusty something, I can't remember his name.
no, 4.
Terrible with names.
Dusty Rhodes.
No, he's not that cool.
Dusty Rhodes.
Well,
The
congratulations.
butt of the woods.
That's nice. I mean, it's nice to hear that. Good congratulations, Tom.
No, absolutely.
Tom did a hell of a job. You got to give it to him.
I want to give a big shout out to all our affiliated stations, Armed Forces Radio Network,
Sounds good, Gene.
Q-Star FM, Steve Jarrett and the
Oh,
crew, Chaz and his boys over at Raw Talk Online, Louis Cedeno, a.k.a. DJ Friction at 102 DLG Radio Orlando.
Flashback Fridays.
You know, I'm talking and I'm starting to hear the buzzing again.
I don't hear
So
about
I'm just letting you know.
Sounds good to me.
Anyway,
She's good.
and don't forget you can catch all the archive shows on Spreaker and YouTube and iTunes.
And
you know.
subscribe to you. If you aren't going on YouTube, subscribe to us.
Yeah, we need, if everybody would listen, go to the Animal House Radio on Instagram, at the Radio Animals on Twitter, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I want to get 100 subscribers so we can have a custom URL. I don't think that's a lot to ask for bringing you this great show every week that we all do out of the kindness of our hearts, and we travel. Not so much me, but the other guys travel a great distance to be here, so I would appreciate if you can go.
Paul lives next door to you.
No, I don't.
He lives about 10 minutes away, and we're about 45 minutes away, and you guys are over an hour, right?
Yeah, we far. No,
Between
nobody
sh-
lives
about
right around the
45
corner
minutes.
here.
Huh?
I'm about 45 minutes.
45
I
minutes?
It's
actually
just
come,
the opposite direction of you.
I actually come in from Mawa just to do my show, so it's about 2 hours.
Right.
Well, so you go to Mavis, curse them out, and come here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drive past, I give him the finger, I turn around,
He
I give
throws
him
his
the
litter out of the car on the way.
You should throw a bag of shit at the front stoop and let them stomp it out.
There's no stoop.
Nah,
There's no
there's
stoop.
no stoop there. He's right.
Just
You
throw
gotta
the
have
bag of shit at them anyway.
That's what I said. I said send them a Big Mac, but instead of the Big Mac, just replace it with a turd.
But they won't know the difference.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. All right, we have a couple of questions that I thought of that we're going to answer. We'll ask, and then we'll let some people call
4.
in tonight.
No, yes, 3, blue.
The answer
That was
is
my answers.
of
Damn
the
it.
of the subset D. The answer is
1.
4. Okay. Here's the first question, and after Howie Mandel, we'll take listener calls. I want to hear everybody's opinion on this. Have you ever watched a TV show and wanted something that one of the characters was wearing or has worn? So I'll put that out there. Have you ever watched this?
I wanted to wear the one guy's wife out.
Yeah, well, yeah. What was that Ray Romano?
Few people, but yeah.
Few people? Yeah, if you ever watch a TV show like, say, Happy Days, you always wanted to wear Fonzie's jacket.
I just want to
Or-
put a leather
Or
jacket.
if you like the fashion in a show or clothing or whatever.
How about Star Trek?
Star Trek, you know what I'm saying?
I wanted to wear one of those outfits.
You wanted to wear a tricorder. You know, you wanted to. I always wanted to
dress like a Klingon.
dress like a Klingon.
A female Klingon.
Yeah. And with the bat left, all that. So think about that, and we'll take the listeners' calls. I'll give you an example of one that's my favorite. And I actually did do that at the time in the 80s. I always wore the clothing from Miami Vice because
I actually bought that suit too.
that was a big thing back in the 80s. That was in the pastel colors, and I would still wear that today during the
And the
summer.
white linen suit with the baby blue
Are you
pastel
serious? Are you
one.
making
and I
fun
also,
of me, or you
no, I'm
serious?
dead serious. And the pink one.
Yeah, I enjoyed
I
wearing
had
that stuff.
Julia Newmar's
And the green
Catwoman
one.
suit.
You did?
Yes.
Yeah, he looked good in it.
Did you use it as a
That
napkin?
ass.
No, dental floss.
Well, tonight's show we have in the 9 o'clock hour, legendary comedian Howie Mandel is going to be checking in with us.
Deal.
He's going to be actually.
Hi, my name is Bobby.
Oh my God! You know what? He did a bit about that character, Bobby. He did 3 of the same voices and got 3 different paychecks. He did the same voice for 3 different shows.
Gizmo.
Yeah, he did Gizmo, he did Bobby, and something else, and it was basically the same voice.
Basically, yeah.
But he got 3 different paychecks.
Good for him.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Still getting paychecks on some of them.
Probably.
We have since Dave cannot make it on Sunday.
He's right here.
He can't make it on Sunday.
Oh.
To Howie Mandel is going to be at the Count Basie Theater in Red Bank, New Jersey this Sunday. Showtime is 7:30. We have an extra pair of tickets to give away.
Well,
but
at least one anyway.
Well, there is a catch. Yeah, you must be a veteran.
You have to
That's
go.
what it's all about. We're doing this for our veterans.
Not a veterinarian.
Yes, exactly. Or a vegetarian.
But if you're a veterinarian and you help the canines in the canine unit, you have a waiver.
Yeah, there you go. But Howie Mandel at 9 o'clock. Like I said, he'll be talking about his upcoming show this Sunday, and at May 29, Tuesday, on NBC is the season premiere of America's Got Talent, and he guarantees us it's going to be bigger and better than...
What's that show about?
It's like a talk
they,
show.
They open up these suitcases and they say they have money in them. And
Oh,
Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea.
It sounds like a good deal.
Yeah.
But, and then...
Or no deal, either way.
Well, it depends how you look. I have a
It
friend.
depends if you're saying elsewhere.
He's an actor. He's a good friend of mine. His name is...
I'm not buying that.
His name is Jonathan Cherry. He was in the movie Final Destination.
All right.
I can't remember which one. I don't think it was the first one. 2 or 3. And he married one of those suitcase girls just recently. He got married.
Good for him.
Well, good. He had
Yeah.
luggage.
Nice.
That's good for the honeymoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And money.
Yeah. I
If he,
gotta get him,
if he picked the right case.
I gotta get him
Yeah.
on the show one day. He's very, very nice guy. Very sweet. And
Because he's cherry.
yeah. Well, yeah. Well. And in the 10 o'clock hour, we have Bruce Campbell, actor, who is currently starring in season 3 of Ash vs. Evil Dead. And for all you horror movie fans, and we got
That show is amazing.
Yeah,
too.
I love it. He's like this so opposite of a hero. It's not funny, but he always winds up doing the right thing in the end. So we'll have him on, and we're gonna give away tickets to Sunday. We're gonna answer the questions. We'll talk to listeners. I want to remind everybody too, if you're in the Asbury Park area this Saturday, there's a couple of friends of ours that have been supportive of our show. So I want you guys, if you have nothing to do on Saturday, go out to the Stone Pony. Anthony Kreisland, Christine Martucci.
Yep.
They're doing a benefit to. I'm sorry, it's a Cinco de Mayo benefit. I'm not sure
On Sunday?
No,
Yes.
This is Saturday at the
Saturday.
Stone
The
Pony.
May 5th.
On
Yeah,
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. I'll find out more when I look on Facebook. But it's definitely a worthwhile cause. The tickets are only $20. Go out there and show your support for them. And if any of them are listening, Christine, Cheryl, Anthony, even Colonel Vici, if you want to call in and talk about it later, please feel free to do so. And that's that. We got a chance to go out to Chiller this weekend. I think we had a great time. I overspent as usual. See you later, dear Twatnot.
See-
It's Ambassador. Ambassador Twatnot.
Ruben's got to go pay for his alternator now. I gotta take 3 rides just to break
So
it.
he's got to pay for a sound guy who can take care of the sound.
I asked him. I said, Ruben, how much you pay for your alternator? $275. I said, Ruben, how much you pay for your alternator? $275, and I made $300. Oh well. I'll have to go in the bathroom and give more hand jobs. Oh well. George Michael, here I come. Anyway,
And him. Hey, Darlene. Hey, Lewis.
but let's see who's listening. We'll go on my Facebook page. Okay. Yeah, we had a great. Paul, what was your opinion of the Chiller convention this year?
I loved it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had.
And I got to connect with an old friend, Dee Snyder. That was a lot of fun. I haven't seen Dee since my Salty Dog days. But back then, we were both in. He was in Twisted Sister, and I was in Salty Dog. And back then, we were hard, heavy English metal and rock and roll and whatever. And disco was coming into being, and all our fans used to come to his show and our shows, and with the signs, "Disco sucks, disco sucks." It was like a universal thing going on there, but it was fun. So it was great seeing him again.
Oh wow, yeah.
And it was great seeing Tim Matheson and all the people.
I
From
tell you
Allen
what,
Mills.
Tim Matheson was
what a nice
so
man.
great.
That was such a good interview. I totally enjoyed that.
Yeah, he was nice in
It was a
person
lot
too.
of
He was
fun.
great. He was like so. He was so excited to see us. He was so nice to us.
Yeah, and then
Not one Van Wilder question, though. I'm very upset about it.
well, see, Dave, that's
You only
why
have
we
so
need
much
you.
time.
No,
I
but
know.
not even that. We need to ask those in between questions that we forget about that you are crucial for. Because I like and I'm being dead serious. I like the fact that you come up with stuff that is not in the norm. Because I would assume that people. Some celebrities
There's
are getting
definitely some
tired of
weirdo out there, yeah.
Well, they're tired
No,
of the
but
same
like you said, yeah, they're
questions,
tired of the same ones, though.
the same softball questions. So I'm glad you come up with stuff that's fresh and new, and like when I like the fact that you or what you call it did you asked Jerry Mathers about his band.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That was who the hell was gonna
Thought that was me.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours are synonymous. Write that down. Synonymous.
Synonymous.
Gene, are we live on Facebook? Because I don't see.
I see us on Facebook. I'm looking at the stream.
Where is it at?
It's on the Animal House Radio Show page.
I can't see it.
Maybe
I'm
you need
looking
new
right at
glasses.
it. I'm watching it.
You need new
Oh,
glasses.
okay. All right. Oh, so.
And Darlene said to say hi to everybody. And so did
Darlene.
Louis
Hey,
today.
Darlene.
Hope you feel better, dear.
Yes.
And she
Darlene.
said it sounds great.
See?
She
Everything's
agrees
back
with
to
There's a
all.
shock.
Yeah, I hope you feel better.
Everything is back to normal.
There's a shock. Sounds great.
Give our love to Steve and smack him in his big beer belly for us. But I want to say hi to Heather O'Scanlan. Heather is a phenomenal
Oh,
actress.
an Irish girl.
She was very supportive of my plight a couple of years ago with the whole BB gun incident, and she is the wife of the he's a congressman, I want to say, Declan O'Scanlan, who was a representative of the state of New Jersey. Very fine man, two very supportive people, and I like following Heather on Twitter because she's always doing something with film. She's always at a film festival. She keeps herself busy, and she's got a really great career, so I want to thank her for all her support. I want to say hi to Mary D. Fiore. Hello, Mary. Julia Lorendi. Julie G. from Down Under. So I want to thank you
I like
all.
a girl that goes down under.
Yeah, but yeah, so like I said, because we went to Chiller, we got to speak with Tim Matheson.
Karen Allen.
Yeah,
Peter Riegert.
Yeah, he recommended us to Peter Riegert, Karen Allen, so it's going to be
Riga.
D. Snyder couldn't be more nicer and said, "Oh, I'll give this to my sister, and we're going to come on," and because he's got a lot of stuff coming on. I forgot who I just. A couple
we met
of
so many people. God.
Yeah, not even that, but a couple of interviews that I've scheduled off. Ian Gillan from Deep Purple.
Right.
He's going to be in the next couple of weeks. I'm setting that up.
What a voice.
John Leguizamo, I'm setting that up. So, we're working hard here for you. So, just be patient. And
By we mean Carlo.
no, everybody helps. Ed, you do your stories. Paul comes up with his wit. Dave is the color man. And Shay is the...
Call you
Yeah,
color man?
18% of me. Yeah, all right,
Call you
thanks. Rub
color
it in.
man.
He wants to make it a racial thing.
Yo,
That's
yo,
so
yo.
funny. But once again...
If I was more Asian, I wouldn't be getting this stuff. But no, I'm only 1% Asian. Let's get all carried away now.
I'm working on getting on Tuned, and for some reason...
They're a pain.
You know what it is?
It's difficult to go through their thing. I was trying to do it. I had Paul trying to help me when he's having a problem technically.
If
they're
he
being
has
a
a
pain.
problem, then there's something wrong, because our only problem is the RSS feed. They keep telling me it's not the right thing.
There's a weird thing with the RSS feed with TuneIn. That's the thing.
I don't know what they're looking for. Gene sends it to me. I know it's the right thing.
That and the banner has to be a specific size. You have to resize. We had a problem with that with iTunes.
Well, that's the iTunes I knew about.
Yeah,
for
that was
years.
such a big
That's
pain.
They don't want. I don't understand that. Why they don't want. Like, they make it harder for you to help. I mean, it can only benefit them by having it, because then it'll attract more people. So that's one thing I never understand. But Steve Renus is now why. Hey, Steve, and Mary. I swear to God, it was a glitch. I blame the intern. Your book is on its way. There was just a miscommunication between the intern and.
Who has since been fired, by the way.
Yes.
We got a new intern.
Yes, absolutely. And
Yeah, we have a new intern. His name is No One.
No,
we do have
an intern. But here's what happened.
Gene isn't the intern.
No.
Sometimes I'll send him stuff to email because I don't have enough time in the day. So he emails the Deep Purple people, and
Deep Purple people. It's
the
like
Purple People
leader. Deep Purple people.
I knew you were gonna go
You
there.
had to.
Phone call, Mr. Whitmore.
Deep Purple people.
And he says we would like an interview. He Googled them because he doesn't know what it is.
He was young.
He's not a rock guy, So he says, we'd like to have Ian Gillan and Richie Blackmore on the show. Richie Blackmore hasn't been in Deep Purple for 20-something years. The guy wrote back, he goes, you know, we would be happy to set up something with you for Ian, but Richie hasn't been in the band in decades. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I had to make a joke about it. I apologize. I says, you know,
damn millennials.
The intern is not familiar with the band. He thinks Deep Purple is a new Crayola crayon color. So the guy laughed about it, so it was all good. We did Damage Control, but that was funny. So we got a lot of interesting stuff coming up this summer. We got a lot of great concerts that we're going to be going to.
Yeah.
Foreigner, Whitesnake, Def Leppard, Journey.
What other
Jason.
great concerts?
I just named 2 of them.
I didn't hear any.
Well, that's because you like that music that, you know, to slit your wrist by. You know, I guess, I don't know.
I didn't
my
hear
wrist right to
Wu-Tang.
listen
We're going to
Foreigner.
see Ozzy in October, Alice Cooper, Rod Stewart, Cyndi Lauper, and a bunch of others.
What about Young Dirty Bastard?
That's a wine.
Is it? Is it?
Old Dirty Son.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I don't follow that music. I know of ODB, but I never followed their music.
His son follows me on Twitter.
I know.
Does he really?
Young
know
Dirty
he-
Bastard.
I
Yeah.
follow-
Is he? Has he done anything yet, or is he?
He's got a couple mixtapes that he has, you know, that he's been.
Is he? Is he as good as his father? Or?
He sounds just like his dad.
Oh, really?
I follow LMNOP. I like that. They're very good.
Oh my God, I can't. But
My grandmother used to smoke L&Ms.
Yeah. Lucky Strike.
Liggett and Myers. That's so funny. But we will be giving away a pair of tickets later on in the show.
Do we have a pair? If we only have 3 left, right?
We have a pair. Yeah.
You got
And
some
if Mark-
pair
suppose
too.
Merriman takes one. Takes 2.
Well, if I can't give them away tonight, Mark.
Yeah, whoever calls for. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, you know
we'll-
what?
we'll
Because
figure it out.
I gotta give the vets priority.
Yes.
And since Dave's got a gig, he didn't realize it, but that's okay. I wanna give it to a vet. And we'll send out a trivia question. The first vet, and you gotta don't call in if you live in Ohio.
Yeah.
Make it a local
Unless
thing.
you're driving in.
If you have
I don't think so.
if you're a vet and you live in New Jersey and you want to go see Howie Mandel, and it includes a meet and greet too, by
Yeah,
the way.
it's at Red Bank.
So, yes, and that's a great place to see
It's a
a
great
show.
venue.
I've never seen Howie personally. Paul has met him and seen him, and he says
He's great.
we will not be disappointed.
No, Howie's one of the best. He's very quick-witted, very
He just
fast.
wants you to come up and give him a big hug.
Yeah, no, he's
Yeah,
very
right? Oh my
funny.
God, that's so funny.
He is very funny, though.
But we're going to take a short break. We're going to be back with Howie Mandel. Don't go anywhere. This is the Animal House Radio Show.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I liked things to always be the same. Anything new or different would scare and upset me. I was very sensitive to lights and sounds. It was almost like I had bigger eyes and ears than everyone else. So I built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. I didn't like looking people in the eye. It made me feel uncomfortable. I'd throw big tantrums over little things like when my socks didn't match. Sometimes I'd do the same things over and over. Until one day, I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
You can see signs of autism in children as young as 18 months. Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
It only takes a minute to find out if you may have prediabetes, and you can do it at doihaveprediabetes.org. But you're probably not going to. Nope. I'm sure you've got a perfectly good excuse. Kids, work. I get it. You're busy. So what better time than now? Let's begin. Raise one finger if you're a man. Ladies, none yet. Oh, count in your head if you're driving. Now, 3 more fingers for everyone over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40, 1 more if you're not physically active, another finger if anyone in your family has type 2 diabetes, another if you've got high blood pressure. If you're overweight, raise another finger, 2 if you're very overweight, and 3 if you're really overweight. You've just taken the world's first audio prediabetes test. And if you're holding up 5 or more fingers, visit doihaveprediabetes.org or talk to your doctor. There's no excuse because prediabetes can be reversed.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
180 over 111, and I had a stroke. I couldn't speak. I'd walk.
150 over 90, and I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure sounds like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from silent. Get back on your treatment plan or talk with your doctor to create a plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
Head to toe, everything's changed.
Brought to you by the American Stroke Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
To buy your home, you became a house hunting ace, learned about loans, scoured neighborhoods, and asked the right questions. Now you're queen of your castle. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. With 401k tips and smart saving strategies, you will feel empowered to own your retirement like you own your home. Go to aceyourretirement.org. Because when it comes to clearing financial hurdles, you're an ace. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Driving means
freedom,
exploration,
fun,
pride,
flexibility, protection, friendship, escape,
independence.
Distracted driving means
danger,
recklessness,
irresponsible,
chaos,
police,
devastation,
injury,
tears, death.
Safe driving means staying alert and staying alive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Christopher Knight.
Hey there, this is Anson Williams.
Hey guys, this is Larry D. Scott from Revenge of the Nerds.
Hi everybody, this is Tommy James.
Hi everybody, this is George Gray from The Price is Right for the Hamilton Radio Network. And I just want to say, the Animal House Radio Show, come on down!
Hey, this is Tony Gagnos from the films The Wanderers and Porky's. And you're listening to the Animal House Radio Show on HamiltonRadio.net.
Yeah.
All right, we are back.
Yeah.
Live.
We're back live?
Live and Memorex.
We're live.
Oh, Gisela Bella is watching, my love of my life, and hopefully that her pain is getting better, and we wish you all well. It's not the same without you here. You're the
glue,
the glue of society, and that keeps us all in check. And you are definitely missed.
You are the apple a day that keeps Carla away.
I will be there first thing in the
You're
morning.
saying she's the core.
With a skinny vanilla latte, hot, with 2 Splenda and a toasted French toast bagel with maple butter.
And he talks about you, Gene.
Wonders why she has a kidney stone.
But, everybody is wishing you well. I'm sorry you didn't get more visitors. I know what it's like not to you feel, but you are far from
When
alone.
I go to the hospital, please no one come.
Yeah, I don't want to see anybody in the hospital.
Yeah, she's Elmer's glue, she said. But why are you so adverse to like birthdays and people showing affection towards you? What's
because
that?
it's
Did you
funny.
get like
Because
abused
the
as a
last person
child?
that showed
It's
affection
phony.
was a drunk uncle.
It's a self-defense mechanism, right? Ed?
Yeah.
No.
As a matter of fact, too, we've uncovered. Well, actually, I got to give Gisela credit for this. She uncovered this. Ed's birthday's coming up in the next
No,
week.
it's
or so.
not.
It's in May, motherfucker. Don't lie
No,
to
it's
me.
not.
Yes, it is.
You're lying.
It's May 6th,
Fake
actually.
news.
I think it
No,
is
it's not.
Sunday. It's
Wrong.
It's in May. I know that.
Wrong.
No, it's
Fake
not.
news.
Get-
Fake
put a-
news.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you $100 right now. Pull out your wallet.
You don't have $100.
I got $100.
No, you don't.
What are
I
you
got it.
propositioning him? Wait, take out your wallet. I'll give you $100.
Show us your license right now.
I don't have my license.
Okay.
He doesn't believe in that stuff.
Doesn't believe in that. It's against my religion.
Yeah, sorry, officer.
Yeah.
I don't believe in carrying my license.
I have diplomatic immunity.
Sovereign citizen, I don't need to.
I'm a Lyft ambassador. I have diplomatic immunity.
Hey, I want to say hi to Jack Hoffman, one of my dear friends.
I finally got to meet Jack.
He's a great guy.
Great guy.
Any relation to Trevor?
No.
I don't know.
Nope. Jack's great people.
He's my autograph book signing buddy, but we've got Gilbert Gottfried's show was his birthday, so whatever we did, it was May. Whenever I had Gilbert Gottfried in May.
When we went to the show, on that
when
show?
When we had him at the Chandelier.
Wait, you mean when you had Louis the Fork?
Yeah.
Louis the Fork.
Yeah.
That was your
the Louis the Fork
Everybody
show.
came to see Louis the Fork. Nobody cared about
I think
Gilbert.
it was May something. It's this week.
Mayday.
And we'll find out. Next week
It's
we'll have a
Russian New
cake
Year.
from. I don't want a cake. A cake for 11-year-olds.
I won't be here next week then.
Why don't you stop it, you
birthdays for...
contrarian?
Why don't you stop it, you 3-year-old?
I'm trying to show affection to you.
Well,
That shows,
stop that.
You don't want,
Should I
wait,
get
I
out
don't
of the
want
way?
men
Men
Wait a
showing
minute.
me affection.
You
Should I move back?
So you don't,
Men
wait a minute.
should not be
Go ahead,
showing
make
people
out, you
So
affection.
two.
you won't let your grandson hug you?
No.
Why not? You'll say,
Because
get
he's
away
over
from me,
5.
kid. You
Because
bother
he-
me.
'cause
I
he's
can
not
picture you
wishing me a
doing-
happy
I
birthday.
can picture you doing that, like Foghorn Leghorn. Get away from me, kid. You bother me.
Yeah, beat it, kid. You bother me.
Get the hell out of here.
I'm a chicken hawk.
Go get a job at Mavis.
Yeah, but
I'm not working
but I'm
there.
not
I
a
already got a
chicken.
good job.
All right, everybody. It is
That rabbit over there is a chicken.
chicken. What is it? Rabbit is practically chicken. Gisela said, actually, I was going to
Yes, we're getting
surprise you,
strippers.
but I was going to have a belly dancer come in. She's very big on Her name is Venus.
She's very
Oh,
big.
yes.
She's very, no, she's like
She's a
popular.
planet. She's a whole planet.
She's not big like you.
You
She's
should see.
not.
You should see Uranus.
I said a belly dancer, not a planet dancer.
She has rings
But
like
you said
Saturn.
she was big.
What's up,
Yeah, you
Rich?
just
Rich
said
is
she was
actually
big.
going to be Richard Nashme, the pride of the New Jersey Devils organization. He's going to be
Nice.
coming out to the show with us
up,
on
Rich?
Sunday.
Taylor Hall?
She's a real good dancer, though, but she's as cold as Pluto.
Her name is Venus Roa.
Pluto isn't a planet.
She's one of my friends on Facebook.
Venus is.
I swear to God, she's a professional belly dancer.
I believe you. We're not arguing. We can't wait.
I get
But,
2,700 professional strippers are my best friends.
Do we have to bring a lot of singles that
Yeah,
night?
but none of them live in New Jersey. They're all like in Vegas.
No, they
and-
don't. Some
Right.
of them do.
Simone Danilicious lives in
Like,
Anchorage, Alaska, or something.
Three of
No,
them.
she lives in
Three of them
Vegas.
work at Black Betty's.
Vegas. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, 3, like you said,
mean
3
that's
of them
what
work
you're
at Black
saying?
Betty's.
What do you mean that's what you're saying? You're
One
saying
of the-
Anchorage, Alaska.
Hey, wait a minute. You know, speaking of Black Betty's,
One of them lives in Park Ridge, New Jersey. I used to date her.
That's Tony. What's his name? Gandolfini used to live. That's money.
And
up
Taylor's
there.
coming too.
Where, Vegas?
No, Park Ridge.
Oh, yeah, no, she doesn't.
It's the top of the Parkway.
When you did the show at Black Betty's, how did did a show in the herpes room or something?
Yeah, in the herpes room.
How'd that go?
Good.
Fine.
Did you get
Yeah,
a
it was
nice
good.
crowd?
You got a cold sore.
Yeah.
Because I can't see like a strip club and comedy show. It's
Yeah, no.
who the hell's gonna want to
That's
listen?
traditional.
No, but who the hell's gonna want to listen to us? They want to see the
strippers.
broads, you know.
Yeah, the strippers when they were on their break.
Yeah, strippers come down on their break and listen to the show.
No, because I'll tell you what, I did one. It went pretty well. I was with Ron Jeremy actually. I was assigned to
You
him.
were with Ron Jeremy?
I was hanging out with him for the
Oh,
day.
that's
I was
different. Hanging out with him.
I was his
in
security for
front?
the day when he came into town for
Both
the
these were hanging out?
Exotica, and he's like, "Listen, can you take can you come with me to Reading, PA, at this strip club?" And he's doing comedy now.
Yeah.
So he goes, "You can open for me, and I'll pay you." I says, "Okay, no problem." But he got up on the thing where the strippers did, but it didn't seem like they don't want to see him.
Nobody wants to see a comedy. They're waiting for the next dancer.
You
They
know?
need something to
But
kill the
the
time.
difference is
But
we did it downstairs, not upstairs where
Yeah.
the dancers.
Right. I mean, maybe that'll work,
Where they do the private parties.
Right, the lap dance room, whatever it is.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no,
They
no,
really
no,
got to pay
downstairs
attention to
from that.
comedy there.
Where were you at, Al's?
What
Al's
was it?
Diamond Cabaret?
Maybe I think it was. I don't know if it was called that.
The place in Reading
this
is called Diamonds.
This about 5 years ago. It might have been
You see,
Diamond.
Paul,
I remember the
he can
name.
give you a
Divas
zip code.
Gentlemen's
He'll
Club.
tell you the name of the strip clubs.
You
in
know
town.
why it's well, I want to say Otto's. No,
In
No,
Reading?
I
Reading
know-
was called Diamonds.
I know the name Cabaret strikes a name with me in Reading, PA. I know it was in Reading somewhere.
You're
I told
saying
you, it's called Diamonds. I used to pass
That-
it all the time.
that's what it's Al's Diamond Cabaret.
That's it then. That's it.
So I used to pass it to go into the comedy club all the
Because the
time.
Diamond and the Cabaret rings a bell in my head.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna right now we're gonna go to the Howie Mandel interview, and we'll be back in a few minutes. I hope you enjoy it. Don't go nowhere. Listen to right now me and Paul hanging out with Howie Mandel. I hope you enjoy it. We'll be back in a few. Hi, how are you? Oh, thank you so much for taking the time out today. I really appreciate it. It's a pleasure and an honor to meet you.
Thank you.
No problem. Is it okay if I address you as Howie? I always ask because I'm old school Italian.
You ask everybody if you can address them as Howie?
Exactly.
It's all downhill from here. I'm just warning you. No. I can't. We had such a great buzz knowing with the armed forces, knowing that you were going to be on the show today, and once again I thank you for doing this. Joining me today is a friend of mine. His name is my co-host. His name is Paul Veneer, who actually you've met several years ago at Rascals.
More than several.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Well, it's good to see you again, Paul.
All right, everybody, joining us now live on the Animal House radio show is a legendary comedian, favorite judges on the America's Got Talent. Please welcome, joining us now for the first time on the Animal House radio show, Mr. Howie Mandel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Please sit down. That's not necessary. Thank you.
Howie, thank you so much for joining us. We're looking forward to seeing you on Sunday. You're going to be doing a show, one night only, at the Count Basie Theater, and everybody's very excited about that.
It's a great venue, too.
Oh, yeah, it's a great. I don't know if you've ever been there before, but it's a great.
I have been there. It's a great venue, great audience, and I look forward. My favorite thing to do in life is stand-up, even though you mentioned all those other things. But stand-up is the one thing that gives me freedom to not, edit, hit marks, recite lines, so I can just kind of go crazy at the end of the day. And it's my favorite thing to do. And I hope your listeners come out and see me, because sometimes if I show up and I'm alone, it's just awkward.
Yeah, you're waiting for the laugh, and there's nothing there. It's like, throws your timing off.
Now,
yeah, it does for me.
Howie, with your busy schedule, what you do in AGT and your other projects, do you still get a lot of time to tour and do comedy, even though I know that's your first love?
I do this all year long, and I do, over 100 dates, and that's the thing I love to do, and make sure I have, and even when I'm working in town in Los Angeles, I'll drop in at the clubs at night to write and do things, I never stop doing that. And I always make time for that. That's the one thing I make time for.
Yeah, that's
my favorite thing about you, Howie, is how quick-witted you are too. I mean, people are going to love the show live because your wit is very, very, very sharp. And
I was about to say that. I'm very sharp and very quick-witted, and wonderful and gorgeous. When you see me in person, I know that people see me on television and they think, "Oh, he's pretty good-looking." But when you come to the club or the Count Basie, you're going to be stunned by the beauty that is me.
I can only imagine.
So I'm just a quick-witted, hunk of gorgeousness. That's what I'm calling the evening.
And that's the tour. That's the tour. The name of the tour.
No, just the Count Basie. Just that one evening. Just come and grab a piece of this quick-witted hunk of gorgeousness and enjoy yourself. That's what it is, and that's what I wanted to announce on your show today.
You know what? I'm so honored that you did. It's like a landmark announcement. But
instead of Howie, I'd like you to refer to me as a hunk of gorgeousness.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Hunk of gorgeousness.
That'd be HOG. That'd be hog.
We don't want that. No. Howie, as a seasoned comedian, you just mentioned that. Do you? I was just going to ask you, but I think you already answered. You still write and change your material, or do you just go out with a set act that you've been using?
Well, obviously, after 40 years, there's a plethora of material to draw from, but I hope to be taken off the beaten path and, improvise. I look at it like a giant party, and I'm just trying to be the center of attention, so anything that happened in that moment, in that day, on that stage, whether it's a technical problem, a noise in the room, somebody sitting in front, obviously I have a lot of material, and I'm constantly writing to fall back on, but if I could be taken off of it and make that moment different, it's never happened before and never going to happen again, that's what kind of gets my juices flowing.
And I think that's your strongest suit. I really do. I think people realize that, and that's what they really love.
Well, thanks.
No, it's true. My greatest thing about, I saw you on one of my favorite shows, and you were on Center Stage with Michael Kay. That was a great interview.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I think the story of how you got discovered and how you is such a great story if you want to tell it. I mean, it doesn't happen that often. It's just great the way you got it.
Well, I don't know the fact that it was a dare that somebody dared. In the mid-'70s, I went to the comedy club in Toronto, Canada, where I'm from, and just as an audience member, and they said that after the show, if anybody wants to get up and try their wares and be an amateur, you can get up and do it too. And the people at my table dared me too, and I didn't think of the ramifications. One thing leads to another, and I'm on this show.
Oh, wow.
How amazing is that? I never dreamed that I would be on this show.
But my favorite thing is, though, how many people got discovered from Make Me Laugh from that show? It was a great format. What a great show.
Make Me Laugh. Then I came out to California and went up on amateur night, and that's the guy in the audience was the producer of Make Me Laugh.
Right.
Oh, wow.
He saw me and said, "Would you be interested in doing television?" And I said, "Oh, yeah," thinking it was just this line that you would get from Hollywood.
Right.
And he got me that I came in and to his office, and he had me try to make people laugh. He goes, "You got the show." I had no idea what the show was because I lived in Canada.
Right.
And I did it, and when it aired, I started getting phone calls. I became Diana Ross's opening act.
Right.
Oh, wow.
I got some television shows.
Yeah.
One thing led to another, and again, I'm back on your show.
Howie, when you did that first time up in Canada at the club, when they said after the show that anybody won, up until that point, did you have any interest in anything entertainment related, or?
No.
No.
No. And even after I did it, I didn't. I thought, oh, man, my God, this is a great... To show up at night and do stand-up comedy was not even... I didn't even think of it as a career. I just thought of it like, that. Listen, I'm not good in sports. I don't gamble. So, like, somebody would get together with their friends and have a poker game, or somebody might go to the Y and play basketball with their friends, or at that time, if they wanted to go to the disco, I didn't go to the club with their friends. You know, I didn't dance or drink or anything. This was a great, for me, more a form of entertainment and camaraderie for me than it was a career. I didn't mind working all day long at a regular job and just having a stage to go and goof around on. As I've said, everything I've ever been punished for, expelled for, hit for is what I seem to get paid for. So I just wanted to do it, and if I was doing it recreationally, I'd be just as happy as doing it professionally. So that's why even now, you know, with all the jobs I have, any one of my jobs is a good job, but I do this because I love it.
Right. Exactly.
All right. Well,
that's your
great.
passion, and you should always follow your passion always.
Hey, Paul, Paul, before he called, you were talking about how there were certain bits that he used to
one of my early bits I remember you doing. One of your bits, I mean, you were doing. I remember you won, even at the Improv a long time ago, and you said to him, Marcel Marceau, and you put a whole bunch of powder in your face, and you almost looked like you were going to choke to death. I mean,
I almost choked. Yeah,
I remember
that I did on the Young Comedians special.
Oh, right,
that's the 6th annual HBO Young Comedians special.
Right.
And the other young comedians on that show with me, it was me, Harry Anderson, who just passed away last week, and Jerry Seinfeld and Richard Lewis. We were all young comedians.
Yeah.
Now we're all, as you called me, seasoned.
Right. Is there anybody that?
How many seasons have we gone through to get to this age?
It's on. It goes on forever. Never ends.
You are a legend in the comedy business. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And
that's a really sweet way of saying I'm old.
No. This means you're great.
No, absolutely. And Howie, early on, was there anybody that influenced you that you worked alongside of that you admired?
The biggest influence in comedy, in stand-up comedy for me, and this is going to sound weird because I'm nothing like him, and was Richard Pryor. When I came out to L.A. and I started, going to the Comedy Store, I was watching every night Richard Pryor write his live on the Sunset Strip bit. And it was the first time I saw somebody on stage that seemed to be fearless and seemed to be honest and seemed to be talking about his real life and real things that were happening and making fun of maybe stressful things, and whether it was his relationships or the characters that he grew up with. And he also came like with a notebook, and he wasn't afraid to like fail on stage, so he very rarely did. And I thought, wow, this is, up until this time, I only show up with their wares already, polished. And to realize that, that comedy is always just a work in progress was what influenced me and gave me the wherewithal to at least try. And maybe, as you talked about before in my act, it's very improvisational. I'd like to find those moments and find a comedy where people don't think there might be any.
Right.
Well, that's why you couldn't pick the better influence.
I'm like you too, Harry, because my show is very improv too, and I like that because it's fun having those moments where you'll never it might never happen again, but it's just that being in the moment like that is such a great high. It really is.
Well, you also understand as somebody. Well, I'm a music fan, but you also understood now why when you go to a concert, sometimes they don't seem thrilled about playing all their hits.
Right.
Because it's kind of fun to discover like a new moment or a new reaction or a new way of playing something or performing something. But then again, as an audience, I do want to hear their hits. So as somebody is always part of an audience, I'll give people what they want when they come to the Count Basie Theater on Saturday.
Right.
They can hear Bobby, and they can hear all the and request things and talk to me,
right,
along with all the additives that I have.
Exactly. You have to do both.
It's funny. It's funny that you said that, because we did an interview with Slash, and he said the same thing. He says, "Listen, you know, he can't stand the song 'Sweet Child of Mine,' but he says it's not what I like. It's what the people want to hear. Even though that song became a commercial hit, the artists themselves usually like the more underground stuff that doesn't get commercially played, because if you hear it so many times, it just, you know, even though it's a great song, it loses its luster. He says, I can't stand that song because it's not about me. It's about what the fans want to hear. And
you have to do both. You have to do both. You have to do the old and the new. You have to do both.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was that a question?
No. I just want
No, it's just a statement. I'm agreeing. Yeah. And then that agreement was just followed by awkward silence.
No, I
think a lot of radio doesn't have awkward silence, and that's what I love about this show. This is just a place where your listeners can have just some me time, just some alone time with themselves. It doesn't have to be all about listening.
Yeah.
It's just a nice, quiet moment. Did you hear Howie Mandel yesterday? What part did you like? When there was nothing. I liked in between the questions and the answers. I loved the nothing.
I imagine the facial expressions.
Yes. This is the epitome of less is more. And what I'm giving you on this interview is less. But really, it's more. And I'll give you more less if you want. More or less.
Tuesday, May 29th, the season premiere of America's Got Talent. What's it been like so far being on that show? It was something different for you, I imagine. And my first question with that is, do you feel that certain acts have a leg up or an advantage as opposed to other acts when what the audience is expecting to
Because
hear?
of the format, you mean?
Or is it just talent? If you're talented, they'll like it.
Well, as a judge, if you're talented, I like it and I'll respect it and I get it. But the leg up is obviously the singer.
Right.
Because the singer, can play, can sing not a song that they wrote, a top 40 song, so you already love the song. And I'm not denying their talent and their ability to sing, but that's a little, if you can equate apples to oranges, as opposed to a stand-up comedy, a comic who comes out and has to write all their own material, but not only write all their own material, only has the same amount of time in 3 minutes to get the audience to adore them and to react to them every 30 seconds, because it's really clear that, if a joke doesn't go over, that silence doesn't work on our show. Though, some of the best comics who have had a real tough spot on our show have made the act of having a tough time work for them and gone all the way to the finals. And we've had comedians go all the way to the finals.
It is a hard format for comedy, though. It is a hard format.
Actually, we have in New Jersey here. There's a couple of friends of ours that are that we've worked with over there. Julia Scotti for one, and Chips Cooney.
Chips Cooney.
Yeah, great people. And I think you're right, because, like you said, you got 3 minutes, and it's got to be stuff that it's got to be relatable, and it's like you got to hit them quick, or else you're gonna lose them.
So I would tell every comic and everybody who's doing anything to show up on the show. It's the best job I've ever been part of, as far as being able to be witness to people's dreams come true. But when you talk about where else can a comic or a juggler or anybody get their 15 million eyes on them?
Right.
So even if it's not winning the show, you are, getting the exposure that anybody should be thrilled to have and nobody should say no to.
Exactly.
Even though it's a hard gig.
There's been some incredible acts too, though. It's amazing, some of the singers and stuff that have been on that show.
Yeah.
This year is over the top, May 29th. This year's even bigger and better than any other past year.
Cool.
Do you think it gets harder and harder every year, because it seems like every class you get, as it were, they set the bar higher and higher for the next the ones that come after them?
But I'm always surprised as how that bar is set. When you think you've seen it all, you realize the following year you ain't seen nothing yet. And if anything, those bars inspire people to go higher, go harder, go scarier, go wilder, and you won't believe what you're going to see this season.
Yeah.
Right. Is there any one act that stands out in your mind that you were just blown away by, whether it be a comedian, a singer, a juggler?
This year, are you talking about this year coming up?
Well, no.
I'm always blown away by acts and what people do, but I have an amazing golden buzzer this year that's, I believe, going to go all the way.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Cool.
And that's Tuesday, May 29th. Like I said, that show, let me ask you, Howie, and then they had Star Search back in the day, which was sort of like...
It was the beginning of all this stuff. Yeah.
But you think if they had a program more structured like AGT, that it would have been as successful back in the 80s when comedy was booming? Would it have been a different, or was it just about timing?
Well, it would have been just as successful, and Star Search was just as successful.
Yeah, it was.
You know, Star Search was really successful in its day.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I'm surprised that there aren't more variety shows on. I mean, even when I was a kid, I'm a little later than probably you guys, but, you know, we used to gather on the TV and watch Ed Sullivan, and that's, you know, variety shows were the vaudeville of television.
That's
you know?
right.
So what's good about this is if you don't like what you're seeing, wait 90 seconds, you're going to see something completely different.
Yeah.
If you don't like this song, you're going to see a juggler. And if you don't like that juggler, you're going to see a comedian. And if you don't like the comedian, you're going to see a firewalker. You know, it's just there's something for everybody, for the whole family.
You're right, though. You're right. It is like a modern. It is a modern day Ed Sullivan show. You're right.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. Yeah.
Absolutely. Just without the...
Except it's not a contest. That's not a contest. But I mean, this is a contest that Ed Sullivan wasn't. But you're right. It was like that. It was such variety. Such variety.
That's true. And even though Ed Sullivan did have celebrities, but they weren't established yet either. They were
not all of them.
They were in their.
Both.
Some of them guests were in their infancy as far as their careers go. So they were relatively
They
new.
became, the Beatles and Elvis became who they are because of that.
Yeah.
They were not known. And we have people who are big stars in their own country and come here because the key is you got to come to America and you got to make it in America.
Yeah.
And they have careers and they've had record deals and things like that. It's not an amateur show,
Right.
It's just a talent contest. And you could be a professional and you could have had a record deal and whatever. So we're seeing people that, you know, have been seen other places or have been in parts of other shows, and now
Yeah, you know, it's amazing how this America's Got Talent sparked everything, because now you have Britain's Got Talent, you got Holland's Got Talent, and it's just like wildfire. And it's amazing. There was this one guy on Holland's Got Talent. This guy was a baker, and his name, I remember his name, and I watch his YouTube video, and the song that he sings is so moving that I actually cry watching. His name is Martin Herkins, and he sang what was the name of this song? Something about you. It was a Josh Groban song where you build me up where I can walk on mountains.
Right.
My God, I watched, and this guy was a baker from nowhere. He did a YouTube video where he sat in a square in Holland, put out a little hat, and he had hundreds of people just sitting around him, and he sounded like Luciano Pavarotti while he was singing.
You scared me at first when you said baker. I thought you were saying he did a baking thing on the show.
No, he was just a Dutch baker. You know, it's amazing where these people come from like that, and they have all this talent, and that's what I like. At least you're giving them a chance. You know, it's like the American dream, actually.
Exposure was great.
Yeah.
Howie, can you give us a station ID?
This is Howie Mandel, and you're listening to the Animal House Radio Show on the Hamilton Network.
Thank you so much,
Howie. Thank you. God bless. We'll see you Sunday. America's Got Talent, May 29th. This Sunday, May 6th, at the Count Basie Theater. Come and check him out. He's a great act. Howie, God bless, and thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
It only takes a minute to find out if you may have prediabetes, and you can do it at doihaveprediabetes.org. But you're probably not going to. Nope. I'm sure you've got a perfectly good excuse. Kids, work. I get it. You're busy. So what better time than now? Let's begin. Raise one finger if you're a man. Ladies, none yet. Oh, count in your head if you're driving. Now, 3 more fingers for everyone over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40, 1 more if you're not physically active, another finger if anyone in your family has type 2 diabetes, another if you've got high blood pressure. If you're overweight, raise another finger, 2 if you're very overweight, and 3 if you're really overweight. You've just taken the world's first audio prediabetes test. And if you're holding up 5 or more fingers, visit doihaveprediabetes.org or talk to your doctor. There's no excuse because prediabetes can be reversed.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Hey everybody, Rachel Ray here. Nothing brings a bigger smile to my face than cooking up a big meal for the whole family and lots of friends. But there's not enough room at my table for the 17 million kids in our country who struggle with hunger. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks collects surplus food to give hope to hungry kids. But they can't do it without your help. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, we have served our nation as a force in readiness. From combat operations to humanitarian assistance in every corner of the world. No matter where the mission takes us today, or wherever our country needs us tomorrow, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for each other, for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
You look nice. How was work?
Well, it was 4th period, civics.
The kids were giving me the 3rd degree. Was a UFO seen hovering over Washington, D.C.? Was a fisherman attacked by a 320-pound shrimp? They'd been bitten by the fake news bug, all right, and it was holding on like a driver's ed student to a steering wheel. How was I gonna get a bunch of wide-eyed kids to wise up about what they see on the internet? Then it hit me, like a dodgeball on field day. The name of the game was News Snoops. Each student got an article and 2 minutes to decide if it was credible or a fake. They were able to use fact-checking sites to get the cold, hard truth. Now the little hotshots are even teaching their gullible grannies a thing or two about phony news. But how was your day?
Pretty good. I got a new title today. Office Birthday Party Planner.
Oh, fun.
Teachers just have better work stories. If you want a creative job worth talking about, head to teachdfw.org. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Patricia Heaton.
Hey gang, this is Bruce Campbell.
Hi, the Metal Maniacs. This is Richie Funkner from Judas Priest.
Hey, this is Mick Jones of Foreigner.
Hi, you good-looking listeners out there. Terry Kice. Down, Baird. It's time to listen to the Animal House Radio Show on the Hamilton Radio Network. Get some. Yeah, this is Bender the Robot from Futurama, and you're listening to the Animal House Radio Show on the Hamilton Radio Network. Fight my shiny metal ass.
All right. That was
He was a good interview.
You know what? That was one. You know what? That's what I try to do. Mix it up a little bit with. You know, he's a voiceover guy, and he's one of the voices of one of my favorite video games, Gears of War.
Yeah.
He plays Marcus Phoenix, and that was just so cool to have him do that. And he was a real fun interview. Plus, he was a comedian beforehand, so he related to everything we talked about. So he was a lot of fun. John,
we've had a lot of good interviews, man. We really have.
We're gonna do. I'm gonna, it's gonna take me time. I want to get caught up on my editing, and I want to do a best of. I want to do a best of Ed, best of Dave. So that way, if we have to take
for our audio reels.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
And
no best of Paul.
When
right here,
yeah, well, you're good every week. I don't have that luxury of being good like you every week, Paul. But I'm going to open up the phone lines now to the listeners.
We're not going to answer, but we're going to open them up.
And I want, give me your honest opinion if you want to call up and talk about it.
Gene, you can answer. It's not me calling in.
The question is, have you ever watched a TV show and wanted or liked something that one of the characters on the show was wearing or has worn? Give us a call, 718-701-8249. Let us know what you think. It could be like...
it's a hard question, though, really.
The Miami Vice suit.
Miami Vice. Everything
Already
that
did
Don Johnson and Philip Michael Thomas wore, I wanted. Not so much Michael Talbot, who was on the show, but he's a great guest. I always wanted that guy. That gives you an example of what we're talking about.
How about the Hercules outfit?
It can be anything you want.
Xena.
It doesn't have to be a costume. It could be just stuff that it could be, I wanted to wear Fonzie's jacket. I wanted to wear Rerun's hat from What's Happening.
I wanted that pile of cocaine from Tony Montana. Whatever.
Yeah, see? Well, that's not,
Magnum PI's.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said TV, not movie.
Unless you're Angel Salazar, you can't wear it. But, yeah, TV, not movies. Let's stick to movies. So give us a call.
Movies or TV?
718-701. Call us and let us know if you have watched the TV show and you liked something that one of the characters was wearing. Especially, though, I'd like to hear from some of the women that listen to this show. If there's something that maybe as a kid, you watched the TV show. And
Wonder
you go,
Woman?
Yeah, there you go. Perfect example, Paul.
I'd wear that out.
I wanted to wear that lasso around me.
So, Dave,
Make me tell the truth.
Your answer would be the Miami Vice.
I had it. I did it.
I did it too. Me too. That would be my
me and a friend of mine in high school. That's what we did. That we went out together. We all queered it up and just went out and got the linen suits and the pastel T-shirts to go.
Right.
Went out to the high school dance. Looked like idiots. It was amazing.
It's like during the Saturday Night Fever cruise. Everybody was wearing the white suits with the black shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Paul?
I would probably think something with fringe. I like fringy type stuff because I was a rock and roller, so I like that outfits that I could have worn on stage.
Like something like Elvis used to have those.
Yeah,
type,
stuff like that.
you
Yeah,
know.
I like flashy. Yeah, because I think when you perform especially in rock,
You gotta be comfortable.
You
right?
should be comfortable, but you should look different than the audience. You should wear something that's flashy.
You shouldn't wear anything.
How flashy would you?
What's this, Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah, Flea with the sock.
Yeah. How flashy would you get?
Well, back in the band, back in my days, I used to wear outfits that were actually made for me, and it'd be like fringe, and they'd be jumpsuits with platform boots and stuff. And we used to dress up. We used to look.
Fancy.
We would not the kind of stuff you'd wear on the street. We'd wear stuff that was flashy.
Ed, what about you?
I want to wear Ralph Cramden's spaceman suit.
Yes. There you go. That's a great
A
answer.
man from
That's
space.
a great answer. Great answer.
Ralph Cramden wins for being a pinball machine.
Gene, what about you? You can chime in on this. Yeah.
Way to go, Gene.
He's gonna go as Oscar the Grouch and wear that garbage can.
Edit. Insert edit here. But
How about you? Miami Vice?
Yeah, Miami Vice was for me. Maybe on the TV show Wise Guys, Sonny Steelgrave suits, Vinny Terranova's jacket.
No, who I used to like too? A Wild Wild West, James West. The things he used to wear, the suits that were like really fitted, and they were short jackets.
Oh yeah.
I like that was a cool little suits he used to wear.
I would like to wear stuff like that. This is gonna sound.
No, you know what I want? I want that. Remember Lost in Space?
Right.
I wanted to wear that sheet that Bill Mooney used to lay under with the doctor.
Another Golden Dave moment. Star Trek, I'd like to wear one of their outfits, but see, that's more like a costume.
Well,
but
but you said outfit.
That is part of it. It's definitely Star Trek. What else was I just gonna say too? The
Xena?
No, maybe like
Hercules, Davy Crockett.
Sherlock Holmes. I would like to wear like outfits
Doctor
from
Who?
back in the day with the big top hat and. I wanted to know what it'd be like to wear knickers and stuff that was.
What'd you call me?
Knickers. We got to ask Paul Field. He'll know what that means.
Napoleon.
So if you guys are listening right now.
In London, they say nignog, though. That's something different.
What is it? Nignog?
Nignog, not
For
knickers.
what? Is that? Oh, well, I don't know.
They don't wear pants in London.
718-701-8249. Call up
Wait,
and tell
Linden,
us.
New Jersey doesn't wear pants?
No.
That's a lot of pants. And give us your opinion. I know Michael is listening. He's always got good stories. So let me find the other question.
Yeah,
but
that's a good question, too.
I'd like to wear like the, as what you said, Paul, too. I'd like to wear some of the doctors, the rock star outfits from back in the 70s, like Black
Like the Gene Simmons outfit.
Or like the Who when Roger Daltrey went during Woodstock, all the the fringe vest and stuff. I used to have that stuff. I used to wear all that kind of stuff.
Or maybe an Aretha Franklin mask.
I still have my stuff in my closet. I still have all that stuff.
Okay, what word or saying from back in the day do you think they should bring
Food.
back?
Groovy.
No, well, you're
Jive turkey.
You know what? You're laughing because I was
like
going to
groovy.
say like right on, or you know what I'm saying? Socket
Keep on
to me.
trucking.
Keep on trucking. That's
Cool.
funny how they.
Cool.
What about you, Gene?
Have a nice day.
Could you get on the mic, Gene? You know, because I don't understand.
Gene,
You're an
have a nice
engineer.
day.
You don't understand the concept of microphone.
Gene's tired. He had a long day.
Yeah, I'm tired.
He's been busy fixing audio for 5 hours.
No, he's been here all day, man.
Yeah,
He's
we
been-
we
before
got
we
here at like 1:30. We've been
He
here.
was here. Wow.
I was here around 11.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And he's divorced now because of it. So, Gene, did you have fun at Chiller?
Yeah, I had a ball.
Yeah, how much money did you go through?
I didn't spend anything.
No, what
He stole shit.
No.
Yeah, he put it under his. He put it under his beer.
No, my daughter paid for me to have a reading for my mother, which
that's
was nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Where
And-
at? In Old Bridge?
No, at the Chiller.
What do you mean a reading?
One
They
of
had
the
a reading.
ladies had was a
Had a psychic?
medium. She
Had a
was a
psychic?
medium.
Oh, she
Okay.
was. She looked like an extra large
Yeah.
to me. I don't know, but.
And what'd she say? Anything good that you?
No, she just said your energy of your mom's around you, and the rods went together and
Right.
went apart, and I didn't
The
even touch
rods.
them. So,
Do you believe that? Are you like?
well, if you believe that we're all energy, yes.
And some people are good and really, and some people are just charlatans. You got both. It's like
Yeah.
anything else. Some people are very good at it. I knew a girl when I was when I was a young kid. My neighbor's niece was a tea leaf reader, and she told me things that were specific. Now, it was things I couldn't control and make it happen, but
Right.
they happened.
And
Everything
how did she
said
know
happened.
it, right?
Yeah, how'd she know?
Yeah,
She,
that's
look at,
free.
she would drink a cup of tea and look at the leaves, and she would say, "I see this, I see," and she was right about everything except for one thing. She was right about everything.
You
And
know,
it was specific things. She couldn't have just guessed.
I want to believe in that stuff, but there's most of the time, after a while, it could always be explained away scientifically, and it's
Some
really
things.
it disappoints
Yeah,
you.
but there's personal things they know about you that he just said.
Yeah, but they can draw inferences from
No,
that.
no, no. I'm
And
talking
they-
about. No, I'm talking about. I'm talking about. She knew I was going to
I'm
go.
not thinking
She
it.
knew I was going to get in the Navy. She knew I was going to get out early. She knew I was going to be in intelligence. I mean,
How
could
would
she
she
have known
know
that?
all that?
Well, how do
Those details.
along
Well,
that-
you're a pretty smart guy.
Wait a
She
minute.
probably thought you were gay because of the long hair.
Along-
okay.
So that's
along
why
with-
you were in the Navy.
along that argument, how do profilers catch serial criminals? They have no idea.
Yes, that's true with the
serial
charlatans.
killers.
Yes.
But,
The
you know-
charlatans can use that. You're right. But there's people that are good at it that really are.
Well,
tapped in.
I
There's
I
both.
would love to believe it. I do in a
Mhm.
sense, but sometimes the cynical side of me says, you know what? Come on. You
It's
know?
like ghosts. If you don't believe in them unless you actually been experienced them. If you actually experience them, then you realize they're real. If you never experience them, they sounds like a joke. You don't
I've
believe it.
had. I think I have like a limited ability. Like I think of things, and a couple days later, whatever I thought of or whatever I was thinking about manifests itself.
Right.
Like I'll
So
think
start
about,
thinking positive.
No, it's not even bad stuff. It's just like I'll think about an episode of a TV show that I really
And it's
wanted to
on.
see. It comes on. Like
Exactly.
I mean, coincidence?
No.
Am I channeling something?
There's no coincidences.
You know, but
everything happens the way it happens.
There's no big coincidences or little coincidences, just coincidences.
what word or phrase or what word or saying from back in the day do you think that they should bring back, Dave?
Like I said, I was a big fan of Jive Turkey just because I
Jive
watched
Turkey.
Good Times. They always said that.
And Sanford and Son.
Sanford and
too.
Son, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Gorilla
fish-eyed
cookies.
jive turkey.
I like
You
that.
fish-eyed
Dummy.
fool.
I like
My
that.
dad used to say that. Fish-eyed fool.
Oh my God, it's so
You
funny.
big dummy.
Yeah.
Big dummy.
Stuff like that is.
My father always used to say, "Your sister's tomatoes."
I like Dag Nabbit. That was
Dag Nabbit, yeah.
My favorite thing my father used to say, if he was looking for something he couldn't find, he said, "You'd find it if it was up your ass."
Yeah. Dames. What about dames?
Dames,
yeah.
broads.
That'd be these dames out there these days.
Yeah, gams.
That's something like my father with these dames.
Broads.
They used to. I like when
I
back
still
in the
say
day
broads.
they used to call pizza tomato pie.
No, I never did.
No, you never called it a tomato.
No, because they're
Oh.
two different things.
Yeah, they're different, completely
No,
different.
it's
Yes.
not.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, they are.
Not.
Tomato pies don't have mozzarella on top.
Yes, they do. That's
no,
the
they don't.
focaccia doesn't have.
Then they're a
mozzarella.
pizza.
Know who has tomato pies? Next door.
Papa, yeah.
The mozzarella's underneath the sauce. The sauce is on top. That's a tomato pie.
I don't know what they do over there. They're disgusting. I know that. I won't never eat
Let's
there.
not mention.
$13.
Don't mention the name.
What, Papa Pizza?
They're not a sponsor.
Right.
I'm not
Francesca's.
mentioning
We're loyal to
Neither,
Francesca's
neither's
Deli.
Mavis, but I ripped them to shreds.
2119 Whitesville Road, Toms River, 732-363-5555.
The owner already don't like us, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, you know.
So I can yell out the window and
How do you
scream at
have?
them.
Wait, how do you have a pizzeria but don't sell slices? In what country?
Lots of places. Most of the world doesn't do that, you know.
Even in Poland, where they're
Most of the world
fucking
molests
backwards, they
collies.
sell slices.
No, most of the country doesn't serve
His
slices.
reasoning is if he just sells a couple slices, he'll have teens running around all day long.
God forbid.
What does he care as long as they're paying?
Teens spend money.
He wants to sell the pies.
Homo.
You know, I think
Very few pizza places that sell slices have a lot of pizza left over at the end of the day. They're very
Exactly.
seldom. Most of them don't have that much pizza left over.
You know what the guy does by me? Whatever he doesn't sell at the end of the day, slices, he puts them in a Ziploc bag. He'll
And
put
eats
he'll put 4 or 5 of them in a Ziploc bag, freeze them, and then sell them for $2 the next day. You could buy 4 slices, bring them home, and heat them up in your toaster oven. So he has 0 loss. So don't you fucking start, Paul, with that mic thing. I oiled it. Ha ha. But
that's it right there.
Ed, what about you? The words are saying that you would like to see brought back.
Bang Zoom.
I love that one. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
To the moon, Alice.
Oh, I gotta say
Pins
hello
and
to
needles, needles and pins.
A happy man is a man that grins.
Yeah, I want to say hello to a very dear friend of mine. He's a
Hi.
very, very, very talented comedian. I haven't seen him
I'm
in a
out.
while. He's just signed in. I want to say hi to Hector Lewis, phenomenal comedian.
Never heard of him.
He's a great guy. I don't know why you haven't heard of him. Everybody knows of him.
You know him, Paul?
I don't think I've ever met him. No.
You know Hector Luis.
I
He's
do.
he's
Dave?
If you saw a picture of him, you know.
Other
him.
Ed?
Hector.
Hector, yeah, he's
Never
a
heard
great
of
guy, and I haven't seen him. I miss you, brother. I hope to see you soon. We haven't worked together in a long time. He's really, really good people. Yay, Hector. So the question right now is the 2 questions that we put out there today is what word or saying from back in the day would you like to see brought back, and what? Here's another one. Well, I'm going to repeat the other one. What TV show? What if you wait? I lost it.
What outfit would you like to wear from any TV
Yeah, have
show?
you ever watched a TV show?
Oh, I know
And
Hector.
wanted something that a character was wearing or has worn on the show, and this could be. I'll open it up to any series. What TV show? If you had your choice to be part of any TV show in history, what show would it be?
Oh,
That's a good one.
Superman. I want to be Superman.
Which one though? With the black and white one?
I
with
don't
the
care. Any Superman.
George Reeves.
Any Superman. I'd like to have
The
those
animated?
powers.
Yeah, that was my favorite growing up.
I'd have to pick
George
Batman.
Reeve. George Reeve.
Batman.
The Adam West.
Yeah, because there's so many characters that were in that you would meet.
I hope so, Hector. I really
Yeah,
hope
you know,
so.
everybody was on that one, yeah.
No, but I mean they were,
Yeah, I'm
character
surprised,
actors.
Paul. I'm surprised you said. I'm surprised you didn't say the Honeymooners.
Well, you said would you want to be one of the characters in the show? Is that what you're saying?
What TV show would you like to be a part of if you had your choice?
Oh, be a part of. Not
Yeah.
playing one of the characters. You're saying.
Well, isn't that the same thing?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I could be a grip. I could be a cameraman.
Obviously, I don't fucking mean a grip or
I don't know what you mean
caterer.
by being part of it. Being part of it.
What if you grip it backwards?
One of the all right, here we go. We got to be literal for Paul.
No, I'm not sure what you meant.
What TV show would you like to be?
Hello, Captain Literal.
What TV show would you like to be a part of if you had your choice?
The same question.
A character, part of the cast,
right?
On screen.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Okay.
So
God, there's so
So
many
there
great
goes The
shows.
Simpsons.
There's so many great shows.
Yeah.
Shows with Sid
You
Caesar.
could say you want to be one of the voices. It's still the same thing. It doesn't.
How about what my favorite year was about? Sid Caesar's show.
Oh, the show of shows.
All the people on that show. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Or the old original Tonight Show with Steve Allen, the host. That was a great show. God,
You know what? Man.
That's a hard
We
question.
should, yeah, we got to do it by era.
Well, you want to do modern day instead of the current, instead of going back?
Okay.
Okay, stuff that's on currently.
Yes. What current TV series would you like to be a cast member of or a character on that show? Without a doubt, the geek in me is going to say The Big Bang Theory.
I would either say Modern Family or Roseanne.
Is that still on?
Oh,
Modern
yeah.
Family? 'Cause I haven't seen anything. Because I always, what's her name?
Yeah. Sagara.
Yeah.
Sophia Vergara. Sophia
Vergara.
Vergara.
How can you miss her?
I miss her every day.
Ed, what is your for current shows?
Current.
Dave, I thought you were going to say Black Jesus.
I love Black Jesus. I don't know if I'd get a good part on that.
I go out If it's a current show, I'd love to be on Billions. I love that
Billions
show.
is such
You
a
know
good
what? I
show.
see that. What is that show about?
That show is about
Very wealthy people.
yeah, it's about this guy who's like a stock trader. He's got his own-
Multi-billionaire.
Is he crooked though, or?
No, he's kind of not
Questionable.
really
He's
questionable.
Right.
But then the DA is trying to catch him.
Who's
doing
also a
something
questionable
illegal,
person.
Who's also questionable. It's a great show.
And a cuck.
Yeah.
He's a cook.
Cuck.
Cuck.
Cuck. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And his wife is hot as nuts.
Oh, really?
She's
Hot as
Maggie.
nuts?
Well,
Maggie
How
Siff
could she
is
be
so
nuts? How
hot.
could she be hot as nuts? She's
If
a
it-
girl.
If my two.
How hot are your balls right now?
Yeah, but she's not. She's not that.
For
That's
me,
how hot she is.
She doesn't look like your bull. She's as hot as they are.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's different. And how the hell you know that?
For me, it's two choices. It's The Big Bang Theory and Ray Donovan. I would kill to
Ray
be
Donovan's not on now.
Well,
Say current shows.
well, it's on. They're filming the season 5's coming up.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought they were done with that already.
No, it's coming up.
I'm going with Impractical Jokers.
Oh yeah, that's.
Ooh,
great
that would be a
That
good
sounds like a
one.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like a lot of fun.
Well, Paul, didn't you have an idea to do something sort of?
Yeah,
like
me and
that?
Bob Levy were working on something, but Bob had never followed it up.
That was a
I
great
wrote the whole thing out
concept.
and everything. I wrote the whole script and everything.
I
I
think
actually
you-
wrote 5 shows.
Don't
after
get
that.
Ruben to film it for you.
Gene, what would you like to be on?
be-
So why don't we still
Everybody-
do it, Paul?
Everybody loves Raymond.
That was a good show.
It's not on anymore.
It's not on
No,
anymore.
but you just said you can
Current
name
shows.
Okay, well, we'll
That was
let
a
it
great
go.
show.
You want? What would you like to be? Ray Romano and sleep
No,
with
I'll be
Patricia
one of his
Heaton?
friends.
Just one of his friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just being in that cast. Is
Yeah,
just
that
amazing.
Seinfeld. That was a great show.
Yeah, imagine being part of the Seinfeld
Taxi.
cast.
Taxi.
Taxi was great.
I would
just-
rather Seinfeld because they were making the big bucks towards the end.
Yeah,
there.
they sure
Yeah.
hell were.
You know what? Let's narrow it down a little bit. What scene would you like to be a part of? An iconic television scene.
What does a yellow light mean?
Exactly where I was going for. I'm glad you said it. That was one of the.
I wasn't sure if you were going to say from Taxi or from any show.
And any show, any show.
The contest on Seinfeld.
Yeah, that was a great
The
scene.
contest.
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah,
I would love for her to say John John, and then like me standing there instead of John John.
Yeah.
I'd like to be in any pie throwing scene. That would be fun.
That would be fun. Yes.
That would be a lot of fun. Like the
Food
old,
fight.
the old stuff.
I would like to be in the scene where, in the first episode of Ray Donovan, where this actress is getting stalked by this weirdo that's looking in her window and he's masturbating. So he's got to go find.
Sorry.
this
So you would be
guy.
the guy looking in the window?
No.
Not again.
So Ray Donovan finds out who this guy is. He breaks into his apartment. The guy walks in, and Ray Donovan's sitting there, who is played by Liv Schreiber.
Right.
He's sitting on the guy's couch with a baseball bat and a paper bag in his hand. And he goes, "I'll give you 2 choices, the bag or the bat."
Nice.
And the
Rip off
next
of Casino.
In the next scene, you see the guy in his bathtub. The guy is covered in green dye, and it lasted for 3 months because he chose the bag. It's just funny the way he goes, "I'll give you a choice, the bag or the bat." I mean, if anybody has never watched
The
that
hammer
show,
or the money.
oh, you remember that? The
Casino.
Casino, yeah.
Yeah, Casino.
What channel is it on? I've never seen it. I've never
It's
seen
on
it.
Showtime.
Oh, okay.
Showtime. And
At
it's-
the Apollo.
I'm telling you, he played. If you should binge watch that one day if you
I
have
will,
a chance.
I will.
Watch the first couple of episodes. If you're not hooked, I watched like 5 seasons in like a month because I have the Amazon Fire Stick, but that's another story. Hello, Mary. And it's just you just get hooked on it. John Voight plays his father. He plays
Yeah.
a great. He is a nuts. He's like in his 70s. He's smoking pot. He's looking to get laid.
I like John Boyd. He's a great actor.
Great guy.
Yeah.
And the whole
And he picked
cast.
Kramer.
You know, and it's just like I said, I recommend and there's so many great shows on TV, but I just that one caught my eye.
I like that movie that John Voight was in where he escaped from prison up in Alaska. It was about him coming back on the train. It was a whole big weird thing.
Cliffhangers?
No,
Who's coming back from Alaska?
Footloose.
No, John Voight.
Coming back from Alaska?
what was the name
Yeah.
of that one now? What's it's got to be the 80s, right?
Early 80s, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Polar Express?
You got me in Polar
Close.
Express.
Very close. No, it was he had to it was showing how he oiled himself down and had to wrap himself with like tinfoil because it was freezing out there just to insulate his body and
Deliverance?
everything.
I have no idea.
That was a good movie too. The sex scenes were amazing.
They were.
Squeal!
Deliverance. Wow.
I'm trying to think what movie that is.
I can't remember. See, I'm not big on John Voight. I know the Champ.
I love that movie. I cried my eyes out as a kid.
Cry every time.
And then my mom and dad made me watch the original too, Wallace Beery.
Right.
Same thing all over again.
Oh, yeah.
Such a
Scene
great
with
movie.
Jackie Cooper, yeah.
Yeah, that was.
You know, a movie I watched just recently that had me crying like a little bitch. A Dog's Purpose.
Infinity
I saw
War.
that.
If you like animals, you will it's so heartwarming and
Right.
touching, and I feel like such a little girl. Like I'm crying now.
You sound
talking
like
about it.
one.
Yeah, well, I mean, more than usual.
At the when we went to the what do you call it, the Chiller convention this week,
Right.
Richard Dreyfuss was there, and I wanted to talk to him, but the line was a mile long.
Oh, forget
But
about
I was
that.
gonna say, Mr. Holland's Opus does that to me every time. That movie
Yeah.
gets to me at the end.
I forgot what I was watching the other day, and I got a little. I can't remember what it was, but I got a little misty-eyed from it. There's movies today.
Cooley High.
Schindler's List. Goodbye,
that's a good
Jews!
comedy.
You remember Louis C.K., even though he's embroiled in this big tumultuous thing going on,
And well deserved, I must say.
Yeah, he did a bit about Schindler's List, and he talks about the girl that stands on the how they must.
It was Runaway Train.
Runaway Train, right? Yeah. And he talks about how this girl, how she must have got casted for this part. She stands on a mailbox and goes, "Goodbye, Jews." It was just so much. That's funny because in Police Academy, you see him and Leslie Nielsen and Priscilla Presley coming out of the movie theater, and they're laughing their eyes out. And it was like
That's Police Squad.
It was Schindler's List which was not a funny movie, but it was just
Yeah.
it's just
So did
funny
I.
the way. But
Well, it's a good movie to make out to, I heard.
Police Squad.
Seinfeld. That's what I said. Seinfeld.
So was Midnight Express.
So what was the movie you said
Midnight
that got you,
Express.
what was the movie that got you misty? You never got to say what the movie was.
The what?
The movie you said got you misty.
I'm trying.
Caddyshack.
I was just watching it the other day, and I
Slapshot.
got a little teary-eyed on it.
Young Frankenstein.
I get
Behind the Green Door. That's a tearjerker.
No, you want to know
It's a
something?
jerker, all right.
Definitely a jerker though. But I cried because I got my ass beat for watching it.
The end of the Wizard of Oz, I cry when she like to the Scarecrow. I'll miss you most of all. I get a little, you know, I get a little.
I cry when she wakes up, alive and everything. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I felt bad when the witch got crushed by her house.
That was so sad. Or when they melted her, that's terrible to murder
You know
somebody in
you
a
know who was in the
children's
movie?
movie.
Do you know who was in the movie?
I'm trying to think. It was something I was watching on Netflix, and I can't remember the name of it. And
Remember the genre of the movie?
I'm trying to keep talking. It'll come
Talk
to me.
amongst yourselves.
Okay.
But Gene, is there a movie that you watch that'll?
Did you see? You didn't see that though, Paul?
Which one?
Dog's Purpose.
Dogs? No, is that the new one with Dennis Quaid?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Is that
Very. It's basically it's a story of this dog
Right.
and his journey through many of his lives.
Was it like Old Yeller?
Worse. It'll make you cry a lot more than Old Yeller. Yeah, definitely. But he's like a puppy, and he runs away from like the kennel, and then he gets rescued, and the family that raises him, the kid he grows up with the kid. The kid goes off to college. And of course, he's an older dog, so he gets put down, and he's in his next life, and he's still looking for his old owner.
Oh,
and
so he has memory of the past lives.
Yeah, he still has memory of his
okay.
past lives, and he's still going, trying to find what his purpose is as a dog in life.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, well, maybe it's just to find my old owner, and he keeps going, and it's like every life, and it's every crazy, sad thing that could happen, or some fun things that happen. Being with this girl who meets a guy, and it just goes, and all of a sudden at the end, it's
he meets
he finally and how it happens is even more. I'm like, you're
cool.
killing me.
I'll watch it. Yeah, I like Dennis Quaid too.
Yeah,
I like Dennis Quaid. He's in a lot of good movies. I like Frequency.
I only wanted to see that only because there was a lot of controversy because they were saying they tried to get that movie shut down because of
Why?
the animal people because they were
give
all
me a break,
assholes.
give me a break.
So I'm like, all right, let me see what the controversy was about, and I forgot all
They
about.
should be happy. He keeps coming back to life. What the hell they were?
10 minutes into it, I forgot about the controversy. I was sitting there like, oh my god, this is so sweet. Oh.
I just remembered the movie.
What?
Phenomenon with John Travolta.
Oh yeah, that was a great movie.
Really good.
I got a little sad at the end when he was dying.
Well,
and-
no, it's a sad thing about that. What I hated about that movie, the first half of the movie is like a fantasy. It's like, this is great, this is fantastic, and the second half, it's depressing. You find out that he's not. The reason why he has all his visions and stuff, and why he's the way he is because he's got a brain tumor. It's horrible. You take a movie that starts out like a happy movie and it turns out to be a sad fucking thing.
Oh,
I hated that movie.
Worst
I
one.
loved it and hated it both at the same time.
I was going to the store with Gisela. We were going to Walgreens to pick up her medication, and they have the red box where you can rent movies. So, we always look for something that that we both like because she likes certain movies, I like certain movies. So I said, let's try this one. It was called Miracles from Heaven. Oh my God! I mean, from the get-go, it's like you need a box of Kleenex to watch this.
What's
movie.
that about?
That's the one you were talking about that time with
A girl.
Yeah.
She has
yeah, you talked about this.
She gets diagnosed with cancer, and it's a struggle because they don't have money, and the doctors want to help her, but they can't. And then she goes through all this thing, and she falls out of a tree, and her cancer, from hitting her head or something, her cancer went away. but it's such a sad movie.
But now she's a vegetable.
No, she didn't get hurt.
She doesn't have cancer, but she can't walk now.
She was cured after that. It was a weird thing, but I mean, I was bawling. Another movie I just thought of with Rob Lowe, The Christmas Shoes.
Yes.
Oh, I can't watch
Tommy Boy.
Yes.
I cannot watch.
Once
that.
again, tearjerker.
Yeah, I can't watch that movie, The Christmas Shoes. I cannot watch it at all.
McCluskey's breaks.
You know, what about you, Gene? Anything that?
No, I kind of like this.
Your wedding video.
I haven't seen my wedding video since actually it was filmed.
I can imagine.
Since somebody taped over it.
Yeah, they does.
Yeah, it might
Monday
have.
Night Football game has got taped over. Is there any movies that
Carlo used the wrong flash drive. Now that's on it.
No, I like the dog movie. That was really good. That was really
Dog's
good.
Purpose? Yeah.
Really good movie.
I'm gonna definitely see that.
I never saw Old Yeller, but is it sad at the end when he?
Yeah,
died?
definitely sad.
Nah.
But when you were a
That's
kid,
a
it
dog
was.
they
When you were a
shoot.
kid,
When
it's
you were a
sad,
kid,
yeah.
it was sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
For its time, you know.
Yeah.
I liked also. You said Dennis Quaid. I love Frequency. That was a great movie.
I
love
haven't
time
seen
travel
that in a
movies.
while. Yeah.
That's a great
His brother had me crying in a movie once.
Caddyshack 2?
Independence Day. When you tell my children I love them.
Oh,
The
yeah,
first
yeah,
time
yeah.
I saw it, I was like, oh, God, you fucking killing me.
But that,
In the
I
words
don't-
of my people, up yours.
Hello, boys. I'm back. You know
I
what?
thought you were going to say Caddyshack 2. He was awesome in that.
Yeah, he was.
He was the only good part of that movie.
Yeah,
He was great in Vegas Vacation. too.
Randy Quaid
Yeah.
was supposed to be at the HorrorCon this past time and down in Cherry Hill.
I heard he wasn't going. That's why I decided not to.
No, he didn't show up because, and this is coming from the guy that runs the whole thing. His name is
Dennis Quaid.
something Kevin or
Said,
Keith.
I'm not letting
Keith.
that bastard in here.
He says this guy is batshit crazy.
He's not though.
He think-
He was exposing Hollywood way before it was coming out.
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
but
So
he
he
said that-
went to Canada because they were going to kill him.
He said, "Tell the DA to let me in the state." Who's stopping you from coming to the state?
Well, he's afraid of for his life. That's
Yeah.
why.
Well, why would you commit to an autograph show if you're afraid for your
He
life?
probably thought about it and said, "Well, I'm not doing this. There's too many people after me."
But then
Well, he
was-
probably committed, and then he started saying, hey, if you do come here.
Right.
you know,
Exactly.
Well, that's what I'm
He's
saying.
not batshit crazy. Take my word for it. He's not batshit crazy.
Well, that's what the guy was saying. The
Yeah,
guy,
because he doesn't-
was
probably doesn't
on-
believe him.
If you go on his Twitter page, he'd say, "Tell the DA I want to come to the convention. Tell the DA to let me in."
Let him in.
You know. So.
Come on, DA.
Believe me, he's not.
Let
bat-
Randy Quaid back.
He was exposing the shit a long time ago.
He was awesome in Caddyshack 2.
I know that.
Dressed as the hockey player.
All right, now we're gonna play the second of our celebrity interviews. Gene, you got Bruce Campbell lined up. All right. It's now if you remember, Bruce Campbell is currently starring in season 3 of Ash vs. Evil Dead, and he was in the TV series Burn Notice. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back in a few minutes to end the show. Don't forget, we got Ed's Way the F Out There news, and then that's going to be a wrap for this week. But here right now is our interview with Bruce Campbell. Okay, everybody, we are back here on the Animal House Radio Show with another Animal House Extra. We've got an extra special guest in the house tonight. He's a star by every sense of the imagination. You may remember him from the movie 1979, The Evil Dead. Well, now he's got a series called Ash vs. Evil Dead, and it's on Sunday nights on Stars, and the season 3 is coming out, and it's going to be a mind-blower. Please welcome for the first time, joining us on Animal House Radio, Mr. Bruce Campbell.
You guys are animals.
Mr. Campbell, thank you so much. Is it okay if I call you Bruce?
Please call me Bruce.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be talking to you. I've been following your career for many, many years, and I've loved it.
Yeah, well, stop following me or I'll have you arrested.
I like him already.
That's the old saying,
I
too.
like that. He's got the one-liners down, I'll tell you.
That's right. Watch out.
You know, it's an amazing, it's such a great show, and the popularity of it has gained. And I want to jump right in with my first question. The character of Ash, besides your obvious acting talent, what do you think made America fall in love with that character?
Well, when you say America, I would say a small part of America. You know, Ash has always been an underdog, a anti-hero. I think the small amount of people that follow Ash and love him is because they see themselves. He has no special skills. He can't beam up to, you know, the mothership.
Right.
He can't get in his bulletproof car. He can't be Iron Man and fly away. He's not super. He can't fly. He can't web sling away. So it puts him in real peril, and he's overcoming ridiculous odds just as a regular guy. And hopefully that's it. That's one of the reasons.
Right. Yeah. But see, I don't know about the anti-hero thing. I really don't.
He is an anti-hero. The guy has horrible bad habits, and he's a lousy father, and I mean, he's not your typical, "I'll save you, ma'am."
Right.
There's no guarantee if he's going to help you or not, and I love that.
Yeah. So he's like the.
If your neighbor was entrusted to save the world, you go, maybe on a good day, that guy might chicken out and just peel off.
Did you did yourself or Sam Raimi, who I think is a genius, ever have any idea that this franchise and the character of Ash would have blew up to be legendary?
We knew it all along, sir.
Wow.
No, how the hell could you know that?
No, you know what? Sometimes you get instincts.
We were lucky to finish the first movie. It took almost 4 years to finish the first movie, so it was kind of ridiculous. Yeah, so you don't know, and even to this day, I have no idea what's in store for me career-wise. Actors are so out of control, meaning they don't control their own world. Sometimes you look at somebody and go, where the hell did that guy go? There was a whole article on Brendan Fraser, like, where did he go?
Right.
Well, he got bashed up. He got the crap beat out of him. He got molested. He had a rough time when he was a leading man. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to go to upstate New York and raise my kids.
It is true, though.
We really don't have much control over any of this.
Hi, Bruce. This is Gisela. I have a question.
Hi, Gisela.
It seems like you're having a lot of fun while filming. Do you get to ad-lib at all?
Well, when you say get to, I'm an exec producer of the show.
And
wow. I play Ash. I'm the only one who knows what should come out of his mouth.
That's awesome.
So I get to when I want to, and I want to if the writers haven't stepped up.
Okay.
Or if you think of something at the time, this is a creative medium, I'm part of the process. And so I would be fired off an Aaron Sorkin show, just so you know. No, because you can't change his words. You can't change his words.
Well, that's for sure.
Yeah, I noticed that. We've talked to some celebrities where, like, we had, an example, we had...
Can't do it.
I'd
be fired in about an hour.
Yeah, we had Patricia Heaton on, and she said, when she was on Everybody Loves Raymond, I said, "Do you guys ever have a chance to ad-lib?"
Never.
And she goes, sort of. We had some leeway, but on the middle, she says we have to follow every period, every comma, every hyphen. So,
I call BS.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though.
unless you're like a writer for the ages, like a Patty Chayefsky, who wrote Maudie and won an Academy Award. He got the first, they call it the Patty Chayefsky clause. He got the first clause, because he was a theater writer, got the first clause that says you can't change my words.
Oh, wow.
And it happened to be on Congo. And Congo is not like, Room with a View. It's not like some artsy-fartsy movie. This is a dumb movie adapted by a Michael Crichton book by John Patrick Shanley, who wrote Moonstruck. Right. Well, he had it in his contract, who adapted somebody else's work to begin with. You couldn't change his words. So I do my first take on Congo. I'm doing a broadcast to Laura Linney from the jungle.
Right.
And after the first take, the script supervisor comes up and she goes, "You added a and a well and a huh." Because I actually felt there were some clunky transitions in the words.
Right.
And I did it just not really thinking about it. Mm-hmm. So she goes, "Yeah, we really have to stick to the script." So instead of being part of the creative process now, take two, my eyes glaze over. Because now I'm only concerned about getting the actual words right.
Yeah, because
And holy crap, I'll never do that again. I'll never let myself be caught in that situation ever again.
You know what? And I think you're right, because most of the stuff, the scenes that we've known and loved over the years, most of them were ad-libbed. And I understand to a point where, listen, this is the way I wrote it, but I think when...
And look, some writers, go ahead and do it.
Right.
Knock yourself out.
Yeah.
But I ain't working for you. It's kind of that, it's dumb to think that actors, because actors have to say the words.
Right.
And very often I'll say to a writer, look, I'm not going to change your intent. I'm not changing the plot, but I can't say these words in this order. Can I try that? Blingity, blingity, bling. So I'll do that a lot, where you just negotiate.
That's smart.
You go, it's not that I want to change your stuff, but I either can't remember it. Exposition is the worst.
Yeah.
Colonel Green, you and Jenkins meet Lieutenant Pearsall at 5th and 9 at 9 a.m. Bring your Glocks and your 9 millimeters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to hang yourself. Because what does that mean? You can't even relate that to anything.
You know,
you have to try and visualize it in your head.
You're so right. I think about it now, and
that's lazy. That's lazy writing, by the way. Whenever you speak the plot, that's lazy writing.
It is. It really is. And then when you think
You're
about
supposed to show
Not creative.
visually the story. You know, I don't know. So don't get me. You're trying to get me started now.
No, not at all. So what can the viewers expect out of season 3? I know we just started up.
It's all coming to a head. We have to prepare. Modern television shows have to prepare that this is going to be it. That each season could be your last.
Right.
So we have treated this as such. So when you see the end of it, you'll go, holy SH blankety blank.
Right.
Because we're going to wrap some stuff up, and we're going to do it with an exclamation point. And most actors, they always tease this crap. Oh, best season yet. Well, if this is our last season, boy, we went out with a bang.
Well, hopefully it lasts another 10 seasons because it's...
Yeah. Well, modern TV, you know, studios themselves don't even want more than 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I noticed that.
The turnover is so... Look, they used to want... Melrose Place did 35 episodes a season.
Right.
Those actors worked for 11 months out of the year.
Oh, wow.
Then it went down to 26 episodes. Then it went down to, like, 21. Then the Burn Notice, a lot of that was 18.
Oh, love
Then they dropped to 16. Now 10 is the new 16.
Right.
So everything's a limited series now.
Right.
Like it's one season. Like Fargo, which is a brilliant idea. Fargo, all actors are done after that season. It's still Fargo.
Right.
But it's a whole new cast, new time period, new everything. Other shows keep the same actors, but give them all new roles, all new scenarios each season.
You know what? It's funny you say that because if you think about the television shows from the 60s and the 70s, there really was a show that went over 3 years, and then they're the ones that transcended the generations. Is that their train of thought now, or it's a production cost thing?
I think it's attention span.
Yeah, that's
I think they say, let's hit these folks with this new exciting show. Look at these promos. Holy crap, I got to watch it. They try and make it event television. They get movie stars now to be in these things because the movie star in Fargo,
right?
They were pulling in movie stars left and right because the movie stars knew that they were done after that season. Most television contracts are for 7 years, and an actor's like, eh. So this really suits everybody. You can get Kirsten Dunst in your TV show for a year because she knows she's out of there after that.
That's true. No commitment.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
No commitment. And, believe me, I know everybody wants the concept of working for 7 years, but many actors have written books about the horrors of it, and many musicians, Prince included, went through horrible nightmares contractually for being stuck to something for so long. Wow. So, these days it seems like it's one season and out, so we'll see where the future of television goes. And I think everyone what I'm finding about viewers is they want one platform to watch it on.
Right.
They want to be able to get pretty much everything on one platform, and they want one bill every month. They'll pay one bill.
Like
They're not going to pay more than one bill. Yeah. Like with Stars, the problem we're having is people got Netflix. They go, I got 90% of the crap I want. Why? I'm not going to add Stars.
I don't personally like Netflix. I'll be honest with you. I never heard of half of the movies on it.
You don't like it, but
check
some
this
people
out,
do.
though. First 2 seasons of Ash vs. Evil Dead dropped on Netflix last year.
Yep.
It went crazy. It was trending.
Yeah.
Well, people were acting like it was on Mars before, and they couldn't possibly get it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh, thank God, it's on Netflix. Now I can watch it. I'm like, you could have watched it before.
The great thing about Netflix, though, is that they can watch one episode after another after another.
Well, yeah.
And just really
they
get
can
into
binge page you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
and they're spending billions on new material.
Yep.
They're in 50% of American households. So, Netflix is ruling the world right now. It's amazing.
I love it.
I mean, it's a juggernaut, and don't get me wrong. I can count the shows that I'm aware of or have any
But now,
interest in.
where do you watch your media? Do you do Netflix, or do you do something else?
I do Netflix.
I watch on cable. I watch, besides your show, which I'm a big fan of, I love Ray Donovan.
Do you tape?
No, I don't.
DVR it?
No, I'll binge watch it.
You watch it live? What kind of an idiot are you?
He's got no
You know what I
life,
mean?
no.
Everybody I talk to now is like, most people I know don't even have a.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't even have cable.
Exactly.
They'll take their app, and look, everybody wants you to get an app these days.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You take the app, and then you open up Stars, you stream it to your big TV, however you mirror it or whatever, and you're up and running.
It's true.
You don't need cable.
Yeah, I'm
kind of amazing.
I'm always on the road.
It's like the
performing,
radio.
so.
Nobody listens to FM AM anymore.
Yeah, it's all the satellite.
series,
But
internet.
I don't have time to watch a lot. But I do a lot of playing catch up. But I don't like But I watch. I mean, besides not the fact that your show is on there, I watch Stars. I'm a big fan of the channel. I like their programming. There's only a couple of, like, on one hand that I can count as the channels that I'll actually watch that I enjoy. But I have to ask you a couple of questions because I know we're running out of time. I read in an article that you said you want to be as far away from Hollywood as possible.
Sure. Why not? I never did that game. I wasn't a big party boy, and I felt uncomfortable with the fact that people thought I would have to schmooze to get a part. I'm like, well, wait a second. That doesn't make any sense to me. I just want to be an actor.
Exactly.
Right. I want to get jobs based on my job, not the fact that I know some executive who invited me up to his place on Mulholland Drive for some cool party.
Very respectful.
That seems to be an antiquated.
It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. Acting is hard enough.
Right.
I don't want to have to go through some strange social ritual in order to be accepted into that world. We made our first movie in Detroit, 2,200 miles from Los Angeles.
Right.
We made 3 movies there before we even moved to Los Angeles. So, that was moving to LA was a necessary evil.
Right.
I did my time there. I did about 10 years there. And then I went, you know what? Where did I work in 1997? It was the last year I was there. And 70% of my work was actually not even in Los Angeles.
So it's just,
I went, well, see ya.
Yeah.
So I bailed to Oregon. This year I will have been in Oregon for 20 years.
Oh, wow. Well, it just goes to show you that not everything has to happen in LA. It's proof positive.
No, it's a great city for young people, great city for people getting into the business, but I've never been a crowd guy, never been a traffic guy, and I've never been a schmooze guy. I come up here, I met all my neighbors in the first week, helping them do a cattle drive.
Yeah, I read
like
that.
It's pretty real here, It's pretty real.
I like the fact that you're a regular guy and you're not, because a lot of people, celebrities, and I'm not knocking any, and I'm not going to name anybody in particular, but they seem to lose sight of that fact. And I have to just mention this. I was a huge fan of Burn Notice and the character of Sam Axe. I mean, he was. I just love, especially in Ash versus Evil Dead. I love the one-liners that you go through because you said to one guy, "You don't look nothing like your photo. I think you need to update it."
You should update your photo, yeah.
And then the character.
Hey man, that's all. It's all just a different part of entertainment. There's dramas out there, comedies. This is Ash versus Evil Dead is a weird combo platter of horror. Burn Notice was a fun kind of escapism show.
Right.
Like you watch a guy who has more problems than you do, and it kind of makes you feel good. You go, well, at least I haven't been burned by that, like that guy.
Right. You feel better about yourself.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was a very fun character to play. Burn Notice for me was also great because I didn't have to carry the show. I could be the guy who joked around, and then I get the hell out of there and go swimming.
Yeah, it's funny because no matter what situation they were in, Sam Axe always had a buddy that could help him.
Yeah, that's right. I know a guy who knows a guy. That's his specialty. And we all have friends like that. He's a schmoozer.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I got to give you kudos on your book, Hail to the Chin. I got a chance to read it, and I really enjoyed it. And
great, thank you. There's lots of pictures. Probably didn't take long.
Yeah, because I can't read that well anyway. So. No. But I just wanted to thank you on behalf. I want everybody who's listening, and especially all our servicemen and women on Armed Forces Radio Network, please check out Ash versus Evil Dead on Sunday nights on the Stars channel. It's a great series. I know everybody who's listening, you already know of it. So please, if you haven't done so, please check it out. And I don't know why you haven't. And Mr.
And now listen, check out this game show I've been doing. We just got back from Paris Island, entertaining the Marines. We had this live show. A few years ago, a buddy of mine, Steve Sellery, created a show called Quest for the Best. It was a military trivia show.
Oh, wow.
And he asked me if I could host it because he knew I went to visit the troops in Iraq in '09. And he goes, hey, do you want to host this trivia show at the Sam Houston base in San Antonio. I went, you know what, let's go for it. I went there, really exciting. Everybody who comes in the door gets a clicker, a voting device, so everybody plays. We're going to pick someone randomly, and they're going to win it all, just from the random people who come in. There's no experts, no specialists. And it was really exciting, and I said to him afterward, I went, you know, this can translate to my world, sci-fi, fantasy, horror. It's like a game show for geeks.
Oh, wow.
Like, how much does Thor's hammer weigh? Those are those questions.
Cool. That's my kind
you
of
know
show.
what I mean? Yeah, and so we started taking that on the road, and we just got through with Paris Island, doing a show for them, and that was sort of a hybrid. We did a hybrid sort of military trivia and you know, regular trivia, but we hope to come back. We've been working with the armed forces a little more, and it's just it's really fun for us.
That's
and
amazing.
Good, you know, you got to get back.
Now, is that going to be on what channel is that going to be on? Or is that still in?
No, it's live. That's the thing. We go to a base, or we go to a performing center,
amazing.
and we just do it live. Which is fun because you know everyone loves movies and TV, and that's all great. But you know, I don't think live venues will ever die because people still can't predict the interaction. Like
Right.
from this particular game, they have people who come from behind. They have people they boo and hiss. It's almost like It's almost like vaudeville at one point, you know, and we harass them and make fun of where they come from. It's very bawdy.
You know what?
And
It's a
so
lot of
hopefully
crowd
we'll be
work.
coming to a town near you.
Well, that would be awesome.
You know what?
Let us
I
know.
think that's a great. Yeah, if you ever get to the Northeast New Jersey, I'd love to.
Yeah.
You know, because I think you're right with the live venues. Because I'm so sick of people staying home and watching reality TV. I mean, at least go
No,
out.
people, they still like to get out. There's still something about, that's why conventions, you know, have done so well. You can go look at Norman Reedus. He's right there. He's 2 feet from me. I'm shaking his hand. Norman freaking Reedus.
Right.
Matt, you know, and they do these Q&As, and people cry, and they you know, Norman Reedus, women come up to his table, and they burst into tears. It's a cathartic experience. You know, Lucy Lawless has gone to these, and because she played Xena,
Yeah.
women are coming up. You know, gay couples are coming up and bursting into tears. It's very important for these people. And so, I don't know, I think the live venues will always be around, especially the more we cocoon into our little world, the more we'll need it.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and I couldn't thank you enough.
Yeah, and do you have a message for our troops?
Yes, of course. God bless you. Thank you for your service. I'm a guy who, I hate war to the core of my being, but I love the warrior. You know, they must be supported. They must get the best of the best. They have to have the best treatment. They have the best aftercare, which is something I think we can improve on. But, you know, I really am impressed. I chose to be an actor.
Right.
So I played a soldier. I don't know if I got the cojones to be a soldier. My brother, Don, just finished 30 years in the reserve, so
Oh, wow.
he was a soldier. But
That's
I'm not sure if I could have done that. You know?
I
So I really appreciate the people who are willing to throw it down, not in a make-believe world.
You know what? And thank your brother for his service. And
Yeah, I will. Absolutely. Yeah,
Thank
Brother
you.
Don Campbell.
Thank you for your for entertaining us for so many years. And I want you to know, I mean this from the bottom of my heart, Bruce. If you ever need us or you need to promote anything, you have an open door. Anytime you want to come on the show,
with an open
feel
door.
free.
You got it.
And
Right on.
Before we let you go, would you do a station ID for us?
Yeah, we're doing a bumper, right? We're doing a little thing.
Thank you.
Whenever
Okay.
you're ready.
Stand by. Hey, gang, this is Bruce Campbell, and you're listening to the Animal House Radio Show on the Hamilton Radio Network.
That is
All right.
awesome. Thank you so
Okay,
much,
cool.
Bruce. God bless. Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Later.
Later.
Ciao.
That was nice. He was really a nice guy.
Yeah, I really like Bruce Campbell. I've
Yeah,
I've
he's
watched him
great.
for many years, and he was great on Burn Notice too. And
He's great on everything. He's got a
Yeah.
great delivery.
I love talking to celebrities where you don't have to pull nothing out of them.
Mhm.
There's only been a few that we really
Very few.
Yeah,
Very few.
Also,
and he was also good with being very pithy.
Ooh, that's why he wears a pith helmet.
Pithy.
Pithy. That's his word, not yours.
Yeah.
I wanted to say in the next month or so, I'm putting it together. We're going to have the Animal House Radio Awards, where we're going to give selected categories. If any of you guys have any suggestions about a category,
The alpha male of the year. Oh wait, wrong show.
Wrong show.
Yeah, wrong show. That was Jen Garrett,
And,
by the way.
and this also goes out to the listeners. If you have a category that you want to have us feature, like
Funniest guest.
funniest guest, best all-around guest, best
Best
interview
oral.
guest, best dressed guest,
Best line.
you know,
Best anal scene. That's wrong show again.
Best anal ring toss. Hello, Erica Arocha, who just signed in. Great to see you at
What's up,
Chiller the
Erica?
other weekend, last weekend, and I think she's going to be hooking up with Dennis Carini, so we'll see what happens.
Very
there.
nice. Oh, boy. Good for Dennis.
Good for Dennis. But we've been getting a lot of exposure on Twitter on the at the Radio
We got
Animals.
to close the drapes.
Sorry.
There's a new.
I get carried away.
I'm gonna do a new thing every week called Artist of the Week, and there's this new. A lot of people have been inboxing me their independent music, so I'm gonna play for you a track right now from a band, a group called Shinobi Ninja, and if you could check them out on Facebook and on Twitter. And the name of the song is "What If Times." I'm gonna play that song, and then we're gonna come back. We're going to finish up with Big Ed, and then we're out of here for the week. But right now, I want you guys to pay close attention to Shinobi Ninja and What If Times.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Shinobi no bit.
What if times don't get no better than this? What if times don't get no better than this? No. What if times don't get no better than this? What if times don't get no better than this? No.
What if times don't get no better than this? Used to reminisce when I was a kid. Mama had to work all day, and daddy ran away another day for a hard-working black family. I say praying that money would come our way. A wooden ticket or her pain go away, and everything will be a-okay. Another day for a hard-working black family.
What if times don't get no better than this? Was a kid on the block with the ball in the mid, then everything changed, got strange and rearranged. But who's to blame? It's just the ways of the game. Yeah, the struggle continues, but refuse to stop. And you gotta keep it moving till you reach the top. You got the city on your back and it weighs a ton, but if the battle's just begun, let's get it done.
What if times don't get no better than this?
No, it started buffering for some reason.
Time for Ed's Way the F out there news.
I don't know what happened with the video.
You know my favorite current group out there is, and they got the best videos, Walk Off the Earth. Check them out. They are incredible. They're so inventive and unique, and their harmonies are incredible. They make an instrument out of anything that's around.
What the hell happened
Check out
with this
Walk Off
feed?
the Earth on YouTube. Their videos are incredible. Even they even do cover songs. I don't even like the songs normally, but their version is like incredible.
Yeah, I don't understand. I was playing the song, and all of a sudden it stopped on me. Well,
Oh, there we go.
When the times don't get no better than this, now I'm all grown up, same thoughts still exist. Still hoping and praying I can give more to my mom. So I stay in the studio, writing songs. They say things could get much better. Work real hard, then comes that cheddar. I say we gon' make it through. This one's for you, dear mama.
What if times don't get no better than this? Sometimes you get the switch, sometimes you get the miss, but that's just the way that it goes for the Brooklyn kid that everybody knows. But it used to be different, stood 5'3". The high school dropout got the GED. Things back at home wasn't melting so right, so I have to turn style and I broke night.
Three. Okay, good. I like that. I like
It's
that.
on.
I like driving stuff.
I want to say Years of Decay.
Okay.
But
Alrighty
that was,
and the votes are in.
The votes are in. Only Carlo loves the song.
I think it's a great song.
And it buffered a lot.
They're very supportive of us on Twitter, so really.
No, it's good. It's just that we are having trouble. We're having trouble.
Thanks to
tackling
net
it.
neutrality, there's a lot of buffering going on.
But that's the name of the,
lot
the
of
group
buffers.
is Shinobi Ninja. Check them out on YouTube.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
the song has a nice beat. If you're not into that kind of music, that's fine. But I
Listen to it anyway.
I want to be very diverse, and I'm a heavy metal guy, but I like all kinds of stuff. It has a great beat.
He loves traveling Wilburys.
And it's got over 300,000 views on YouTube, so they
Good
must
for
be
them.
doing
Good
something
for them.
right.
That's
but
good.
That's Shinobi Ninja, and the name of the track is
Bet you
called
Justin Bieber's got at least that many.
What If Time. So
What If Times.
Congrats to them, and next week we'll feature another track. We got plenty of people on, another group.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
I agree. I
just
concur.
got a text from Anthony Kryzan, and
What did he say?
he wants to call in and talk about the. Let me give him the number. We'll have Anthony Kryzan. He's
That'd be good.
About Cinco de Mayo this week at the Stone.
Yeah.
Stone Pony. Hold
That'd be
on.
cool.
Yeah.
Andy's great. Andy's a good guy.
Yeah, and
In the meantime, if I could be in a scene, I want to be in Baywatch where I drown in Erica Elianak. It's going to be mouth to mouth.
That's nice.
Oh wow!
And the old
scene I want to be
and the
in.
young Pamela Anderson.
She
Either
was a
Pam,
fun guest.
I'll take.
Well, she was that was the best. That was the best when she was that age. Man, God.
Except she doesn't have to give mouth to mouth. She does it somewhere else.
Yeah.
She just sits on your face.
Or that.
That's true.
You may die, but you'll die with a smile on your face
Yes.
and a lot of hair.
We gotta.
God.
So
Yeah, she. Well, I don't know why she did all that surgery. She was a beautiful woman. I don't know why she did that.
who's that? Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, she looks like a plastic doll now. I mean,
Well, you can say the same thing about Joan.
Well, she had to
Rivers.
extract the Hep C.
You know, why do
Yeah.
these celebrities need to feel? Even Leah Remini right now. Put him up. Yeah, put him up in your end. Anthony.
Hey, Carlo.
Hey, how
Hey.
are you? This is a legendary. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry we couldn't make it down there tonight.
Nah, no problem. You just don't love me no more. I get it. I get it.
No, we do. Yeah, Veach showed up the last time.
No,
That's
I
right.
know. We always have a ball. And you know you guys are always welcome. I know
Anytime.
it's not easy for you guys to get around. But joining us now live on the air is a phenomenally talented musician who was a former member of the Spin Doctors, got his own solo career, and he's taking name and kicking ass. And he's got a really big show this weekend at the Stone Pony on Cinco de Mayo with Christine Martucci and a whole bunch of talented people. Anthony, I'm sorry I didn't know what the charity was. I know you're raising money for something, so you want to give us a little bit more info about Saturday's show.
Yeah, well, proceeds are going to the troops, through Vet Rest with Colonel Beachy's thing called Vet Rest. And me and Cheryl DeVega wrote a song called Home Don't Feel Like Home that won an award.
yeah, it's a great.
And
song.
ASCAP, and it's a really compelling song I'm very proud of. And the song is about a soldier coming home from war that has PTSD, and sometimes they don't get the attention they need, and
Right.
they have a really hard time dealing with it. And so the proceeds, we wrote the song a while ago. Cheryl entered it for a competition for a song, and so I kind of rushed the original recording, but I re-recorded the song. I got a 13-piece string section on my acoustic version, and I got to spend more time on the production, and so the sales of the song and proceeds from the door at the Stone Pony are going to be going to Vet Rest to help soldiers with PTSD that struggle with that for coming home from the war and stuff. So
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing to do, and it feels good to give something back to the soldiers that fight for our country.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's a beautiful song too, man. I love that song.
Yeah, well, you actually did it, Anthony.
on the show.
Christmas time, which it was still a rough draft at that time. You and Christine did an acoustic version. I was actually
great.
watching the YouTube video of that, and it was just an amazing song. And now you punched it up even more.
Yeah. I could probably send you a link. The version. I did a version, I have a version with the full band. I got this guy, Greg Smith, playing bass on it, who plays with Ted Nugent. And Christine Martucci did a great rock version. She's got a very powerful voice.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a rock version, but I also did an acoustic version. Once I got the strings back from this guy that I use in Nashville,
Right.
he does strings for a lot of people like Carrie Underwood. And, he did this 13-piece section. And I when I heard the acoustic guitar with the strings, when I soloed stuff out, I said, man, I got to do an acoustic version because, you know, this song is real emotional. I mean, the lyric and stuff and the whole thing about it. And I just think the acoustic version, just like I got chills off of that, you know, for myself. And I, you know, it's like sometimes when you write the song and you spend time doing the recording, you don't really, you know, you feel it, but like other people listen to it differently. But like I spent a lot of time on the song, but I just once I heard it done with the strings, like I got chills myself, and I'm like, man,
it's a beautiful song.
I hope the song moves people because it's a heavy song, you know, and it's a heavy situation, and it's real, you know. So
I want that song to move people to go to the Stone Pony on Saturday. Because I am.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I mean, but this is going to be a rock show, 100%, you know. But we're going to do that song. I'm going to do it with Christine Martucci with her band. After my set, she plays, and then we're going to do a version of it, you know.
Good.
Anthony, I got to ask you a question. There's a young lady there. I can't think of her name. She's up and coming. Is it Elena or something with an E?
Erin Schuler,
Erin Schuler. You got to do me a favor. I am going to try my best to get out there Saturday. I got a crazy week because Gisella's in the hospital, and the kids are going to be here with us this weekend, and we got to do this thing with Howie Mandel on Sunday. But now, the girl, what was her name again? Ellen? Erin
Schuler,
Erin Schuler. She's dating one of the guys that's in the band Bon Jovi. I'm trying to reconnect Paul with Tico Torres because he's a friend. If you could help.
Tico's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, he's trying to.
Oh wow, okay. Her husband, like actually it's her husband. She married Matt O'Ree. Matt was in Bon Jovi for about a month, I think.
Right.
Yeah, and he filled in because like Richie's not in the band, and Phil X is the lead player, and Matt O'Ree got in the band because Bobby Bandera was doing the gig.
Yeah, for a while.
And, Matt got the gig for about a month, and I guess he only had it for a month or something, so I don't really know what happened there. But Matt, it was great. I mean, Matt got to go to, I think they went to Asia and stuff, and Bon Jovi's huge overseas. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Now, Anthony, how much are the tickets for Saturday's show?
Man, you know, I don't even know. I think they're 25.
Yeah, 20 and 25, yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah, well, it's worth
What time the doors open?
I think doors open at 7, maybe 7. Yeah.
Okay.
And Aaron O'Ree and Matt O'Ree go on at 8. I think they're doing an acoustic set. I'm going on for an hour and 15. After them, I'm going on around 9.
Right.
Oh wow.
And Don Ginty's playing keys with me. He plays with the Dixie Chicks, and he played with Robert Randolph, Sheryl Crow, a bunch of people.
Oh,
he's a monster. He's got a B3, Hammond B3, and nobody plays like this guy. You know?
Yeah. I can tell you, last time I saw Anthony, he did the national anthem at Prudential Center. You did a hell of a job, man. You had the whole center going crazy, man. They loved it.
Thanks. I'll tell you what, I've done a lot of shows, and I've been on like Letterman and all the TV shows. I was nervous. I was fucking nervous.
Oh, it sounded great, though. It's wailing through that Prudential Center. It sounded great.
I'm glad you had a chance to meet Richie.
It did feel really good, but I worked hard at. Before I did it, I was like, man, because I played with Noel Redding for 10 years, and I know all the Jimi Hendrix stuff, and Hendrix did a great version of the anthem and stuff, and I was like, I looked up, guitar versions, and I seen a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, man, I play a lot of slide guitar,
right?
And I like playing slide, and I think I have my own thing with it, and I said nobody does it on slide. I didn't see too many people, so I said I'm going to do a version of slide.
It was great.
Anthony, you're a seasoned performer. How did you get nervous doing the national anthem?
He was out of his element.
I mean, I think if you don't get nervous, there's something wrong with you, man. Every gig I do, I get a little nervous, hoping that I think I'm comfortable and confident, but I get nervous because it's a natural thing to do, and I think it makes you play better. You get adrenaline and stuff,
That's true.
That was one of those things. I mean, I came in and I was in. Nobody was in there, and I got the sound check real quick, and then they're like, okay, after the color guards come out and the guys do their thing, it's like you're going to have 2 minutes to set your stuff up and play. It's like it's really like you have to get out there quick, and then
hope everything
works.
works.
Is full, and all the team is out on the ice looking at you, and you're on the jumbotron. I see my ass up on the. I'm on the biggest jumbotron. They got this new system. It's unbelievable. I'm like looking at myself. I'm like, I was like, holy cow! I didn't want to mess it up. And it's one of those things. It's like you're live. You're in front of. Not only is there 15,000 people in the arena, but you got the New Jersey Devils staring at you. And
but even the sound check, you had people stopping and working and watching. During the sound check, you were having.
The sound check was cool. But it's kind of different. It's different when you sound check. Even if you're playing like Madison Square Garden, when you sound check, it's different than when there's people there. But when you're playing by yourself, like the national anthem for the country, it's a whole different thing. It's kind of
Well, you rocked it, man. You rocked it.
I'm glad you got the opportunity.
What's that?
And that all happened from being on Animal House Radio. I met Rich Nashamy, who was there that night.
Yeah, well, Rich works for
Rich
him.
is a great guy. He's a big supporter. He's a friend, and I'm so glad that we could do that for you because you, especially someone as talented as you and Christine and Aaron, and you are all welcome. You know you got an open door. Anytime you want to come down and jam with us or do anything, anytime. I know it's not around the corner for you, but just know that whenever you need us, we're here. You know.
Yeah, well, thanks for taking my call. And I mean, if anybody wants to come down, it's going to be a rock show, and the proceeds and the song. I think we're selling CDs for anything anybody wants to pay for them, whether it's 50 cents, $1, or $10 or $100. The proceeds are going to go to the troops and the Colonel Vichi's Vet Refs Company.
Absolutely. Great. And if anybody goes down to the Stone Pony on Saturday and offers them 50 cents for that CD,
I'm going to slap them.
I will personally smack them in the mouth and go in their pocket and take out more money. It's worth it.
Well, I'm just guessing because my thing is like Cheryl's taking care of that, but I think my thing is like anything anybody wants to pay for them, there's going to be the version.
No change, though. No change. That's
when it
paper
comes
money.
to the troops, they need to dig deep. Stop being cheap bastards out there, and do your little part for our servicemen and women who went out there and made the sacrifice, and now they've come home and they need some fixing, they need some help, and if they can't depend on their fellow Americans, who are they going to depend on? But
I know, that's what I'm saying. I think all the soldiers and the vets I've played this song for I can't believe the response I get. They're like, man, I can't believe that song. It's like feels like what I'm going through and what I've been through, and so it's like one of the songs that like it's bigger than we are. It's like you hear that, and it's nice to see it move people. And the version, like musically, I think when I hear it compared to the first version I did, I'm like, wow, this is really.
Yeah.
You can tell something. You got something. You hear a song coming back in the speakers. You're like, wow, this is.
Yep.
Yeah,
you can tell when the song is special.
Yeah, I mean, the strings from Nashville, it's like, if you hear like Eleanor Rigby, like the Beatles, that's the one Beatles song that none of them played on,
Right.
But the strings are what make it so emotional, and that Jonathan Yudkin in Nashville did the strings, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And it just really brings it home,
Yeah.
Well, I know it's going to be an amazing show, and if you guys, it's definitely worth checking out. If you don't, then there's something wrong with you guys.
And I have to also say, I'd like to thank Richard Nashamy, because if it wasn't for him, Anthony and I would still be in the tunnels trying to find a way out of there.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'll tell you what, man. They had to walk us around there. There's no way to get around. Right? I mean, Paulie was like nuts, right, Paulie?
Yeah, I was like, where the hell are we? How do we get out of here?
That's funny.
I know, man.
But I'm glad you got that opportunity, and like I said, whatever we could do for you, and like we got your back, Anthony, and thanks for calling in. I appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, Carla. Thanks for having me, Paulie. If we don't catch you on Saturday, I'll see you soon. We'll come up and hang out and talk again when we got another thing in the summer or something soon.
Sounds
Absolutely.
good. Nice.
Thanks, Anthony. Anthony Clyde in, everybody.
Yeah.
Woo!
Thank you, guys. Animal House rocks.
There you go. Thank you. All right, everybody. We got a few more minutes left. It's time for your favorite segment of the evening. You know what that is, right, Ed?
Stella's question? She's not even here.
Yes.
So say no.
Why isn't this not working? You got my iPad up?
There we go.
Right.
There we go.
There you go.
Ladies and
Ed.
gentlemen.
The stage is yours.
From the Theodore Jiggett Studios.
Live.
Plastic Man tries to rob video game store. Police in Georgia shared security camera footage of a GameStop store burglar who tried to conceal his face with an unusual disguise, a clear plastic wrapper. Is that like Vanilla Ice?
Yeah,
clear plastic wrapper?
He was trying to stay fresh.
Yeah.
The break-in occurred in the afternoon of April 13th. Footage captured from the incident had been uploaded by the St. Mary's Police Department and show the man looking like a low-rent Mr. Freeze cosplay. The suspect, who is still at large and has been identified as Sam Drucker, 53, of Marietta, Georgia.
From Hooterville?
Exactly.
Sam Drucker. And here's Uncle Joe. He's a moving kind of slow.
53. Go ahead.
Who? who entered the GameStop in St. Mary in a sprint and began collecting hundreds of dollars worth of video games in a duffel bag he had concealed on his person, while blurting out inaudible phrases and humming God Bless America, while all the time wearing a plastic wrapper around his head that is used to hold a case of water. Police got a break in the case when they posted on Facebook about the incident when they posted the photo taken from the security camera, and almost instantly received calls stating that they can identify Drucker. Now, mind you, just a paragraph ago, the suspect was still at large, but a paragraph later, police apprehended Drucker while he's still at large inside his home while he slept in his bed, according to a police spokesman.
Wrapped in plastic.
He was covered in chicken wing bones and containers of blue cheese.
Ed, is that a relative?
No, we would have ate the wings.
He's a Barbie doll in the Barbie world.
Drucker was remanded to the Athens-Clarke County Correctional Facility and waits his day in court, even though he's still at large.
Well, maybe he's just large.
He's not at large.
Maybe
he
he's just
was
large.
at large and they got apprehended. What's not that?
In the third paragraph, the suspect is still at large. Said he's still at large.
Maybe they meant that he is a large.
No. And then they posted it on Facebook and they identified him.
So he was at large. He used wrong tense.
Yes.
He was at large, but now he's apprehended.
Okay. He's sitting right there with that.
We're leaving this over here.
Yeah. But this case is still unsolved, folks.
Very unsolved. He's either at large
or he's in large.
Maybe he's at medium now.
Maybe he's living large.
Living large, that's it.
Missouri woman arrested for possession of a loaded vagina.
I know a girl like that.
A Missouri woman was found with a loaded handgun hidden in her vagina during a traffic stop.
I'm with her.
There you go.
Pleaded guilty on Friday, weapons possession and drug charges.
How about concealment of a weapon?
Apparently not.
Well, she pled so that they didn't charge
She
her.
shot her lips off.
Annika Witt, 27, pleaded guilty to 2 felony charges as part of a reduced sentence agreement that also required her to testify against an acquaintance, reported to SmokingGun.com.
She's a rat.
They're the worst.
I forgot about Smoking Gun. I haven't been there in years.
The serial criminal was stopped with Clinton McDonald, 29, on the Interstate 55, just north of Bloomington. Missouri police noticed a pair of individuals and effected a traffic stop after following the vehicle for a few miles and noticed erratic driving patterns. Really? Officer Mason Storm, Steven Seagal was there. Immediately smelled the odor of marijuana as he approached the vehicle. You sure it wasn't just the incense he was burning?
You sure he wasn't smelling gunpowder?
What's Kelly LeBrock's twat?
I'd smell that all day. He questioned both suspects and found inconsistencies in their story and then asked them to step out of the vehicle while he conducted a search. Ecstasy and heroin were found in the car. While outside the vehicle, Witt, who was clearly intoxicated on both drugs and alcohol, started to dance and shout, "I've got a banging pussy."
Janie's got a gun.
Several times when a Kimber 380 handgun, which is 5.6 inches long and weighs 13 ounces when empty, fell from her crotch area, and she then shouted, "You see, officer, I told you I've got a banging pussy." Witt, who appeared at Circuit Court in McLean County, Illinois, faces up to 25 years in prison?
Yeah, in pussy. Yeah, 25 years in pussy.
No,
well, she's going to be
That's
25.
a sentence that you'll take, right?
25 caliber in pussy.
Are you saying that she's still at large?
No, apparently she's still on. She was arrested.
She married the GameStop guy for his chicken wings.
10 for the firearm
not
and
testify.
15 for possession of Class A drugs. She should have put them in her pussy.
Yeah, right.
But her plea deal could see her term slashed when she is sentenced in June. More to come from the Smoking Gun.
Wow.
And that's the news.
That was a phenomenal job.
Stanton, 3 home runs. That's the news.
Wow.
You got another one?
Yeah.
And 16 strikeouts.
4-0.
Yeah, we got a
Game
list.
over.
Paul, you got your list?
Yes. I got a
Go
list for
ahead.
you.
This is the top 10
movie quotes of all time.
Okay.
Now, it could be any genre, so don't think about genres.
Wow.
The top 10 movie quotes
Movie
of all
quotes.
time.
They're not funny quotes. They're just.
Well, it could be
quotes
some that are funny in there, but the top 10
Right.
movie quotes of all time.
We need a bigger boat.
Yours?
I don't see that one. No, that should be. That's a good
gonna
one.
make
though.
him an offer he can't refuse.
No, that's not in there.
We're all
I
gonna
don't
get
know.
laid.
This is from this is from the Guinness World Book.
Ah.
So
We're all gonna get laid.
no, that's a great one too.
I got a feeling
love
we're
that
not
one.
in Kansas anymore.
No.
Judy Garland was.
All right, why don't you list them instead of us guessing it?
Yeah, how about I do this? Okay, I'm gonna make a quote on him. That number 10, I don't really know. It's from Anna Christie. It's from 1930. Give me a whiskey, ginger ale on the side, and don't be stingy, baby.
Never heard of it.
I never heard of that one. This one, of course, everybody knows. Number 9. It's from Taxi Driver. You talking to me? That whole thing.
Classic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's classic. Number 8 from Gone with the Wind. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Understandable.
Frankly,
Yep.
Miss Scarlet.
Okay.
Number 7 from Duck Soup. Groucho.
No, that,
Talking to Margaret Dumont says, I could dance with you till the cows come home. On second thought, I'd rather dance with the cows when you come home.
Great line. Great
Yep.
movie.
Number 6, Forrest Gump. My mom always told me life was like a box of chocolates. You never
Wow,
know
that
what
is-
you're going to
That
get.
was number 6.
That was number 6.
Okay, number 5.
Number 5 from Hell's Angels. Would you be shocked if I put on something more comfortable?
Mae West.
Yeah, Mae West, right.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Everybody always says, come
Well,
see me sometime.
That's in the same movie, though.
right?
Yeah.
Same movie, right? Number 4 is definitely a classic from Terminator. I'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be back. Number 3 from I'm No Angel from 1933.
Wow, they went back, huh?
Well, it's not the men
It's
in your
all
life
time.
that counts. It's the life in your men.
That's right.
Mae West also.
Yeah, Mae West.
Wow.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Mae West is
Number
killing
2. Number 2 is definitely
Say hello to my little friend.
no from Casablanca.
Oh,
Of all
play it
the gin
again.
joints,
Oh, all the gin
Gin joints in
okay.
all the world.
of all the towns in the world. She walks into my
Number
mind.
1. Wait, let's,
Number 1.
Let's try to guess number 1. Give
Okay,
us-
number 1 is from
What decade?
Espionage, 1962.
62. Espionage.
Shaken, not stirred.
Close. It's one of his classic lines. That's not it though. It's
Oh.
a James Bond movie, not from Dr. No.
Bond.
The very first
James
time.
Bond.
That's the first time he ever said it.
When he
yes.
says his name,
Yeah,
Bond.
Bond, James
Wow.
Bond.
That's not what I expected.
Some of them were you expect, but some of them, yeah.
That's a lame list. Throw
I
that
didn't
list
think
out.
Mae West
is.
was going to.
Well, it was all time, so you got to remember you have some people that you got these Academy geeks that are so into
Right,
that, and
right.
you know they're not going to get rid of a lot of the classic ones from back then.
Right.
And I mean, she was an icon for a long time.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
She didn't make a movie for
Ah,
decades
she wasn't
before
even
I
a
was
King
born.
Kong.
Those were memorable movie quotes, but I don't know if some of them belonged in that top 10.
It's
I
all
think
time, though.
I think we should make our own up some of these days. Make up our own up most funny, the funniest clips, the funniest movie quotes, the funny comedy.
yeah, we'll do that now. That'll be our homework
we could do
for
that
next week.
I think we come up with some classic.
You got to do more than 10 though. You got to do
Yeah.
25.
Yeah.
All
Well, look
right.
at one time we all started talking. We could have gone on forever.
Yeah.
Hey, what happened?
Well, think
with
about
the,
it. How many we talked about, and even though I wasn't here, how many we talked about with Tim Matheson? Just from Animal House.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
All the
Okay.
classic lines,
Forget
including
about that.
Shay's favorite one.
Yeah.
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 Dave, whatever happened to the Deadpool you guys were doing? Did anybody ever win that?
That was actually mine.
And he's in the lead.
And
Yeah,
did-
I'm in the lead because I'm the only one who handed in the list.
And somebody died.
He won. I was the only one in the contest. I
No.
won.
Last year, Shay.
Shay won
won it,
last year with Don Rickles.
Are you doing it again, or?
Yeah, I'm waiting for everyone to hand in their list.
Well, let's do one, and I'll hand it to you next week. We'll do
Okay.
another Deadpool. All right,
Yes.
that sounds good.
I already got mine in.
Deadpool
I
comes
had-
out this week, though.
I had Stephen Hawking's.
Stephen Hawking. Wow. Okay.
Stephen Hawkins is talking.
That was 24 points.
Imagine if somebody had Chuck McCann,
Wow.
Bruno Sammartino.
I had
Well, they're all
I had
good.
George H.W. Bush, so I was off.
Oh wow. Yeah, you should have won.
Bruno was 82, so that's only 18 points.
Oh, how do you rate the?
You subtract from 100 to what their age is.
When they die.
Oh, okay. So if you're 70, you get 30 points.
Right.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's go around the room. Dave, what do you got coming up, buddy? Staten
Sunday night,
Island?
after I try and sneak a quick picture with somebody, hopefully, I will be in Staten Island
Staten
at
Island.
the 60th annual.
Are you gonna make it to Red Bank in Staten Island? And
20 minutes.
are you opening?
No.
Okay, so you got time.
Yeah.
Probably ain't gonna go on till like 8:30.
At Pepper Jack's Bar and Grill, Staten Island, 60th annual comedy classic in Staten Island.
Who's that? Who's on that show with you?
Uh,
Anthony.
No, me, Joe Namoli, Tracy Rosenberg, James Pontillo, Antonio Guardardo, Sal Colton Down, and Darren Joseph. from
wow,
Looney
okay.
Bin.
Very good. Okay.
Tell Sal I said hi.
Paul, what do you got going on?
Next Friday, May 11th, I'll be at the Howard Johnson's. Tom's Road.
Howard Joe's, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And then Saturday, I'll be, the 12th, I'll be in Milltown, Southwest Jersey, at a place called Jenny's Place.
Jenny's Place, okay.
Yeah.
Is that fundraiser? Is it open to the public?
That's open to the public, yeah.
All right.
It's believe it or not, it's to bring your own food. They don't have a kitchen there.
Bring
It's
some
it's a
chips
bar,
and dip.
So bring your own food.
Ed?
I'm
Chips,
just
dips,
gonna
and
be
whips.
trying to be able to walk right again.
All right. Well, we hope. Get to the chiropractor and get yourself better.
Or the massage place. Have her give you a happy ending when she's done fixing your back.
Don't forget
That's
that,
true.
Once again, I want to thank our sponsor, Francesca's Deli, 2119 Whitesville Road in Toms River, 732-363-5555. Chef Ross and his crew will be back with the food next week, and we're looking forward to that. A couple of dates I got to remind. This Saturday, Cinco de Mayo at the
That's
Stone
May 5th.
Pony. Anthony Kreisand, Christine Martucci, Erin O'Ree. It's going to be a great
I'm
show.
gonna try and get out there.
Sunday, yeah, you
I'm gonna
should.
try-
I
I'm gonna
definitely
try
you
too.
should check it out. Sunday,
If
May
I go, it'll be
6th
late.
at the Count Basie Theater with Howie Mandel. May 19th at the NJ Pack special screening of Star Trek II: The Wrath. Yeah, and speaking of that,
I think I heard you on the moon on that one.
Sorry.
yeah, my ears hurt. Thank you very much.
Khan. I'm laughing at the superior intellect.
But he's going to be there. William Shatner. They're going to do a screening of The Wrath of Khan, and then there's going to be a Q&A followed by a meet and greet. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
One of the most famous eugenics movies.
Absolutely. And Paul has got he's waving his list. He's dying to spend it.
We got 5 this today. We got five new words from Carl.
Top 5.
Words of the week. Go ahead.
Predecessors. Esteemed. Extracurricular. Synonymous. And diverse.
Diverse. I like that.
Look at us.
All right, we'll see you all next week. Gisela Bella, I love you, and I'll see you in the morning. We'll see you all next week with Kane Hodder, who plays Jason in the Friday the 13th.
Will he
and
be wearing a
Robert-
mask?
More importantly, Robert Carradine, Louis Skolnick will be live on the
Cool.
show. We'll see you all next week. This is the Animal House Radio Show. 60 minutes.
Hooray!
Okay.
That was fun. Good show.